So they rock to the beat for your boy. Rock to the beat for your boy.
Here we go.
I want money. I want tips.
Pay my taxes. Eat a dick.
With you.
Easy to eat.
With you.
My tax attorney screwed me over. YouTube views. Fucking pointless. What can I do? I'm screwed. I want to do the fundraiser to pay my tax on Twitch. Violated the rules.
Get that ass banned.
What a bitch. Dumba. It's not my fault. Dumba. It's not my fault.
It was
YouTube.
It was
Taxes.
It was
Detractors.
It was
Cinema.
It was
Copyright strikes. Not my fault. Phil, you know, with all this going on, we really want you to have a new TV.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
If you're not aware, just a standard doctor's visit is hundreds of dollars.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
In addition to all of that, last night also, I was looking at gaming headphones.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
I might have to sell my house.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
So they rock to the beat for your boy.
Dumba. Dumba.
Rock to the beat for your boy.
Dumba. Here we go.
I want money. I want tips.
Pay my taxes. Eat a dick.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm DSP, as always, and this is the Level 1 podcast. We're busy having fun down here on Level 1. Death and taxes.
Microtransactions.
My grind flow
Like water,
but my
tip
flow
flow.
like molasses, still swaying on that axis. Staring at the past through these rose-tinted glasses. 15 years, man, singing the same song. I did everything correct. I did nothing wrong. It's been tough finding the strength to carry on. I'll never be like Justin Wong. The drama, the bullshit, my trolls, my haters. I'm laying down the law, and I'm putting my foot down. I'm done with it. I'm fucking done with it. The drama, the bullshit, I'm done with it. My trolls, my haters, I'm done with it. I'm just gonna live my life and have fun with it. I'm done with it. I'm fucking done with it. I'm tired of looking like dirt. Put on a crispy shirt. Take some pride in my word. Stop being a jerk. Spend some time with my wife and my son. Stay in my lane. Down here on Level 1. The truth of the matter is, I just want to have fun. I got some baked beans and a hot dog in my bun, basking in the glow of this digital summer sun. Babe, as soon as I met you, I knew you were the one. You're like a bright ray of light on my rainy day fund. So please tip me, because super chats don't help until the end of the month. Okay? The drama, the bullshit, my trolls, my haters. I'm laying down the law, and I'm putting my foot down. I'm done with it. I'm fucking done with it. The drama, the bullshit, I'm done with it. My trolls, my haters, I'm done with it. I'm just gonna live my life and have fun with it. I'm done with it. I'm fucking done with it. I'm tired of looking like dirt. Put on a crispy shirt. Take some pride in my word. Stop being a jerk. Spend some time with my wife and my son. Stay in my lane. Down here on Level 1. Pimp is gonna bring us the dark side.
welcome to the Saturday Morning Atlas stream. As always, or as I'd always like to do, thank you all for showing up. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't just completely ignore how slow I was on the music earlier. I forgot to sign into Streamlabs, dude. Come on, I was multitasking. Now, as I'm trying to make routine around here, we're going to open with the Atlas segment for all those humongous Atlas fans who just are dying to know what I'm doing on a weekly basis. I'm playing RimWorld. Surprise, surprise. For the past 2 weeks straight. There's been no movies. I'm continuing True Detective and playing 70 hours of RimWorld over the past 2 weeks. And don't ask me about the DLC, because I don't even know, dude. I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen any of the content. I've had 6 children born. 3 of them are dead. Very, very cool. And one of them, we had to kill ourselves because he was starving and going crazy. And there's nothing I could do, dude. Sometimes they just starve. If you're wondering about my plants, my tomatoes have grown so robust they've actually fallen over out of the little rinky-dink cages that I was using, and I have to deal with that at some point and stand them back up. Or not. They seem to be growing. I'm really not sure. But that's the Atlas segment. Straightforward, beginning to end. I hope you appreciated all of the information. So for those of you who are here for the DSP content, he's been gone since Wednesday. It was a short week for the guy, which is very odd. Apparently, he needed more days to pull Hogan's and sit with his fat wife, I guess. I'm really unsure what he really does on his days off other than fake errands that he's always running. But he didn't leave without giving us enough gold for a stream, which was very gracious of him. Of course, I want to appreciate DSP for being so terrible that within 3 or 4 days, he's managed to give us enough content to do this stream. So I guess thank you, DSP. Very, very cool. And then we did have some, we had some support. Okay, but big ups Gothic Ghost 173 for the 5, saying, imagine the wealth he could have if he embraced being a lolcow and was as creative as the Detractor channels with no WWE addiction. He would be huge. Well, he wouldn't even have to be half of those things to be bigger or to be more successful. I agree. Thank you, Gothic Ghost. And big ups, Alexandra Pigeon, for the membership. I really appreciate it. The 60 skulls, as they call it. Again, apologies if I'm slow on the brain. I think I'm actively rotting away. So that's pretty cool. So this first clip is DSP, obviously. And he's going to be talking about drama. It's going to be in the order in which it's titled, the stream, I mean. It's going to be the drama, and then it's going to be the Tony Hawk, and then we're going to be talking about BBC. Of course, as we always do on this stream, it's big BBC hours, of course.
Let's do some shout-outs. We have Spidermark86, who did a £5 super chat. Now, apparently both the dollar and the pound have been fluctuating.
Oh, and I did finish my avatar in the corner, as called in my fucking OBS avatar. Very cool name, by the way. For all you audio styles who remember me bringing it up a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, he is finished. He's in the corner. It's not all that different.
Waiting recently, so I'm curious to see what the actual value is of that. Let's take a quick look. Last time I checked, a pound was worth $1.34. And it still is. So the £5 is $6.68. Okay. And he says, this is as much as I can spare. I'm sorry if it's small. You never have to apologize. If you're contributing, I want anyone to ever be like, oh my goodness, I wish it was more. I'm sorry. No.
Okay.
Everything is appreciated. That is how I have remained successful over the years. It's not one person is coming to the stream and financing the whole thing. It's crowdfunding. It's everyone working together because they like my stuff and they come and support me, whether now how big or small. It's everyone working together. So
he always says that, but he's the exact same person that when there's only $15 on the stream and it's $2.99 super chats and tips here or there by a few people, it's not good enough. The game is going to have to get executed on the night stream live for everyone to see because you guys didn't give enough money. That doesn't sound very appreciative to me, but what do I know?
Thank you so very, very much.
I'm not an 18-year content creator, guys.
Thanks for stopping by, Spidermark. Okay. I guess
already
now,
started lies, of course.
You want to talk about this thing that I know nothing about? So how about this, guys? You guys tell me what's going on, because a few days ago in chat, I saw people saying something about me having a strike on my channel. Like people were saying, you have a strike. We know about the strike. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not on strike.
Oh my God.
And then people were like, no, it's a
What? How could he have even come to the conclusion that people were talking about him being on strike? What is that a thought that he's been having? Has support been so low, bro is legitimately thinking about going on strike to try and bring the tips up? Like, I don't know how he could have came to that conclusion that people thought he was striking, as if that was something he could even do. Huh? What? And this is the kind of thing that has to run through my mind when he pretends to be stupid. Exactly. When you pretend to be this ignorant and this dumb all of the time, I have to wonder where your mind is at, because it doesn't make, like, you're not logically coming to a conclusion.
strike on your channel. I was like, huh? And I just ignored it because I don't know what the hell they're talking about. And now you guys are saying that there's something going on with someone saying that I have a strike. And I want to hear from you guys because you know better than me. I don't know what's going on.
And it's always, you guys know better than me. I don't look into this shit. I don't know anything about this. But you guys remember when he came back from his week away and he instantly knew everything that was going on and was actively correcting people that were in his chat, telling him what was going on, because he claimed once again to not know anything about it. He's always lying. You can never trust anything he says.
Really? Okay, let's take a look. I don't know anything about this. This is interesting.
This
all
is
news to me.
interesting.
I don't know anything
He's
about
over
this.
there acting about it
He said
already.
it's Keemstar's Twitter. It's not Lolcall Live's Twitter. It's Keemstar's Twitter. Let's see.
He's an avid WPIG fan. I mean, who isn't? I mean, look at all the effort that goes on over there. Speaking of which, I'll tell you right now, we are not on for WPIG 1651 at 8 p.m. tomorrow for Hack the King. That's not happening. I've already been told. The old man is already canceled. I guess he's behind on his sleep or something. I don't know. I thought old people needed the least amount of sleep, but it is what it is. Yes. Boo the old man in his DMs. Don't do it to me. It's not my call.
I don't see it. There's nothing on his Twitter. It's Lolcall Live's Twitter, okay?
This is a very cool segment. I'm glad that we were doing this live. Actively just checking Twitter with no commentary. There's nothing to say while he's typing or looking. It's impossible, dude.
It's nonsense. Do you guys not understand, like, bait content? Seriously, do you not understand bait content?
He's what are you, like, double, triple reading? What is going on? Why does this take so long? If it was so obvious it was bait content, why isn't it already up? Why aren't you talking about it? Oh, he had to read the comments, obviously. You seen how much he was scrolling on that? I'm going to run it back. Look at how far down he scrolled on this Twitter post. Jesus Christ. What is that? 5, 6 full
Ready?
scroll wheels?
What's hilarious is I don't think I can even make
was
that
really
face.
reading.
Let's see. You can tell it's an AI thumbnail. Here we go. Can I even make that face? How do I...
Great.
I don't think my mouth opens that much.
What is he? You would think that being a professional content creator, a professional entertainer for 17 years, he'd understand the audience that's cultivated around him and understand that doing things like this maybe isn't within his best interest, given how, you know, he gets clip farmed and people make fun of him. But he continues to do it regardless.
It's obvious AI thumbnail, right? So DSP.
Also, this is supposed to be a podcast, is it not? That's what it's titled. That doesn't make for good audio style podcasting, making a face that is completely relevant to the content at hand.
Got a strike and I'm helping him. Do you not see all the question marks? You see these question marks? Whenever you see a question mark like this, it means it's bait. It means all they're going to do on the show is they're going to talk about it. I'm looking at the wrong camera. They're going to talk about it and say, hey, did it happen? Instead of saying, hey, it happened, and here's all the evidence, and here, it's bait. It's a bait show. They basically have nothing to talk about tonight, so they're bringing up my name to have something to talk about.
Now, with hindsight and retrospective, okay, DSP was right. The segment was bait. It was nothing, you know, but the wool over your eyes. That's a terrible fucking way to say that. I'm really bad at this sometimes. It was nothing but smoke and mirrors on this one. They were lying. It was a bait segment. I mean, there's no simpler way to put it. But I do love DSP's a million IQ fucking, you know, detective skills here. As you can see, guys, there's question marks on this thumbnail here, so it's gotta be a bait segment. Whenever you see a question mark like this, not describing what like this could even mean. Are we talking about that color, or are we talking about, you know, followed by an exclamation point, or the shape? Or this font specifically? I'm not sure. But obviously, this was a master bait segment. I mean, the LolCow Live guys are master baiters after all.
So why are they saying this? Like, what brought this on? Does anyone know? Like, why are they saying that?
Does anyone know? Huh? What? Jesus Christ, bro. Come on. And I think about cutting these segments where he just sits there. These like 6 seconds where he asks a question and then just sits around. But then I think about how often it happens and how it's absolutely integral to the experience of watching DSP. And I can't do it. I can't bring myself to save you that amount of time, but I would love to.
Doody Streams says I have a channel strike. Well, we all know that everything that Doody Streams says is 100% factually confirmed and true. There's never been an instance ever where Doody Streams has done something that's false or said something that was untrue about me. Never. Doody has never lied or exaggerated or extrapolated or made something up for personal gain and views. Never.
He is actively shouting. He's raised his voice to talk about Doody Streams, which I absolutely detest the way that he can't just say Doody Streams, by the way. But why are we doing this segment? Why are we giving the detractors their own segment, their own shoutouts numerous times so that what? They can continue to use it in their clips going forward, so they can continue to make fun of you? Like, what is actually the goal here by repeatedly shouting out the name of this person? I mean, there was a reason that we weren't shouting out Sean Ranklin on fucking Wings of Redemption all of the time. I thought we don't talk about detractors. That's what they want. They want the attention. Yet here he is saying it multiple times, increasingly louder. For what? I don't get it. It goes directly contrary to how he claims to react to the trolls. Well, I don't care about that shit. They're just losers. Then move on.
Do you see my point? My point is thus. I said this weeks ago.
My point is thus.
This weird vortex revolves
you guys, by the way.
around me. I don't create the vortex. I don't control the vortex. I want nothing to do with the vortex. I've disavowed it, right? I want nothing to do with any of this.
He disavowed the vortex. I've never... How do you disavow a vortex? That doesn't even make sense. Like in a sentence, that doesn't add up.
It's nonsense.
I disavowed the vortex.
Daily off of me. Okay? Every single day.
Every day.
Me. Without me, there's nothing going on. They have no content. They have no lives. They have no personalities. They have to just basically every day make content out of me.
Yes, Seven Force, I think you're right. Disavow the vortex is demon talk. That's what I agree. It just sounds so peculiar.
So when I was gone for a week, it was like, oh my God, I'm in the middle of the Sahara and I'm so thirsty. And I'm looking everywhere, and I can't find a drop of water anywhere.
Shout out to Sahara, by the way.
Dehydrated, right?
Okay.
So what it is now is I come back, and now all of a sudden it's like, well, now we have to try to hyper-focus on this, even though this was almost a month ago now, right?
So why are we still talking about it?
I'm already back 2-3 weeks. Already kept making great content. Things are great, right? But they're still... like hanging on this nonsense that Phil.
But so is he. If this is almost a month on after that he had his week off, if Lolcow Live is just now getting around to talking about this, then why is he even giving them the time of day? They're late to the game, If he is so confident that it's nothing but bait content, why are we fucking addressing it? It does not make sense, dude. It doesn't. NWO News with the 2 saying, I'm convinced that Duty is controlled opposition for DSP. I mean, maybe that's the case in the sense that maybe DSP thinks that Duty Streams is the detractor to go after. I mean, there's a reason that he's always the person that he brings up for one reason or another. If he thinks that that's his ideal detractor to paint the narrative that he wants to go for, maybe that's the case. But it just doesn't actually make sense from a normal perspective.
Was gone for a week.
You would have to think that he's trying to do some underhanded, sneaky style shit in order for that to make sense. And he claims to not be that guy. And I can only believe his narrative. So I feel like we're at odds here,
So what was it? What was the reason? You'll never know, because I'm never going to tell you. If one day I so choose to tell you about my personal life and things going on in it that aren't part of all of this, then you'll know. Otherwise, you'll never know. And that's my prerogative, to have
Tyler
a private life. I
Durden
have
is
the
very
ability
funny
to do that. And you should respect that. If you don't, you're an obsessed, freakish, mentally broken weirdo who
That's you
should
guys.
be committed.
That's you. That's not
or
me.
at
That's
very
you.
least, seek professional help, because you're a danger to yourself and society around you.
I'm a danger to society around me. Watch out, local neighborhood that I live in. I'm a fucking menace. You'll never recover from having me around.
Okay?
I'm gonna make fun of a fat balding man on the internet, and nobody will ever be the same, of course.
That's simple. If you're hyper fixated and hyper focused on someone,
What a fucking
and
insane
you just
take.
want to know everything about them, then you're messed up. That's obsession, and that's not normal behavior. Now, there's some people who want that because they get content out of it. If I obsess about Phil, every piece of content I make about him gets views from weirdos, and then I make money, right? It's just messed up. Like I said, I really do feel like it's drifting today. It's not like it used to be. There actually used to be legit, like, obsessed people. Now it's just obsession, crazy obsession.
See, and I remember watching DSP way back in the day before we were here doing this detracting nonsense that we do now on the Atlas channel. But I remember watching the old opposition, the old detractors, right? He had nothing but negative things to say about them. But now we look back fondly. Now we reminisce about the detractors of yesteryear and how fantastic and morally just they truly were back in the day, despite claiming the exact opposite, of course. It's so fucking stupid, man. I just,
all right,
whatever.
Anyway,
so
in regards to all of this,
yeah,
what's happening is people are trying to
fucking,
figure out, I guess, why I was gone for the week, even though it's none of anyone's business, and I already told you guys you're not going to hear the answer. There's absolutely nothing going on in any of this regard whatsoever. Okay, nothing. So everything these people are saying is completely falsified and fake and nonsense. Lolcow Live is
I'm glad
baiting.
we entertained
There's
it
a bunch
then.
of question marks, because they actually don't know anything, and all they're going to do is sit there, and they're going to talk about, does Phil have a strike? Why do people think he has a strike? Well, let's watch this guy who said it, and let's watch that guy who said it. Now, if he has a strike, what does that mean? And how does that affect his channel? How could something be helped? Could we help him if he had a strike? Could he reach out to us? Could we reach out to him? It's going to be a fluff episode of nothing.
And it was, like I said, with retrospect and in hindsight available to us, it was a nothing episode where they admitted that DSP was just right, and then they talked about Becky Boop for, I believe, the remainder of the show, which, who gives a shit about that?
It's going to be a fluff episode of nothing, right?
But I'm convinced that DSP does want to talk about his day off. He wants people to keep bringing it up. There's a reason that every time that somebody asks him about it in a reasonable way, reasonable to DSP, of course, he always entertains it for an extended period of time where he, tells people that maybe one day when he feels comfortable, and then he launches onto his, 30-minute detractor rant, kind of like he's doing, right now, kind of. So I'm convinced he wants to keep doing this. He just doesn't want other people to keep doing this, if that makes any sort of sense.
There's nothing there. There's no substance to it because they don't know anything. They don't know if I have a strike. They don't know. They know nothing.
Yeah, he loves the attention, and he wants to be in control. This is information that he is actively holding away from people that gives him some sort of power and control over them. He does love that, absolutely. I think that's a great way to put it.
How would they know? right? And the thing is, Keemstar has access to talk to me whenever he wants. He can message me. I can message him. We have direct line of contact. It's not like it used to be where we were hard to reach each other and we were fucking with each other, acting like we couldn't reach each other. No, if we have something to talk about, we can talk to each other right now.
I love that he still holds on to that he was messing with Keemstar when he was telling him that he had to call him and they couldn't email or they had to email and he wouldn't accept a phone call during his streams or whatever the fuck. I love that he's still trying to say that was simply him messing with Keemstar and wasn't serious. I'm not believing that for a second. Everybody has gone on record to work with DSP and say he's nothing but a nightmare to get a hold of. Absolutely not true, man. I'm not believing it.
To me. So obviously, this isn't anything I even need to be involved in. This is just a bait episode. Okay, really, it's a 100% a bait episode, which is fine. Let them do it. I don't care. I'm not involved in it. But I don't know. None of this is true. None of it whatsoever. There's, there's no strike. No, I'm not involved in any kind of problems on YouTube whatsoever. We're talking about anyone about getting anything fixed. Nothing. There's nothing going on. I don't know where people are getting this nonsense from. Because, again, it's just wild speculation based on the fact that people are obsessed with me.
Right.
And anyone else who's a creator can take a week off and no one really cares, especially because I was back as soon as I could be back. It wasn't like I took a month.
See, and that just goes to show you how little he actually knows about other content creators that have these kinds of followings, these kinds being negative, of course, these kinds of followings on the internet. No, other lolcows cannot just disappear for an entire week when they post daily. That cannot happen without speculation. It has nothing, like, he's not unique in this way. He's only unique because he's a lolcow, and most people on the internet aren't lolcows. I mean, just statistically speaking.
Off unannounced, and everyone was missing me, and like, what the hell happened? Now Phil's not making content anymore. I was gone for a week. I came back. I've been making my content regularly again with no problems whatsoever, right? So why is anyone still talking about this? How is it even anyone's business?
I mean, it's really not. Right. That is true. It's really not anybody's business.
People who obsess on it, I'm not even talking about it anymore, right? Like, we've moved on. But these weirdos can't let it go because this is content for them, right? They're nuts. They're fucking weirdo obsessed freaks. So they need to know. No, you don't. You don't need to know. And you're never going to know.
Now we're never going to know. So all the times that we said, maybe one day I'll tell you when I feel comfortable, this, that, and the other. Yeah, apparently that was bullshit. Now you're never gonna know. Never, ever, ever. You fucking loser.
You're not going to know.
Sorry, I got toxic about
bad.
it. It just seems out sometimes.
I got a $2 tip. This person says, it's just like with soap opera characters. Some people will obsessively hate or stan them. It's a big thing in both female and gay circles for some reason. There you go.
What?
So I guess you're either female or you're homosexual, and that's why you hyper focus on me and you obsess about me and you think about me 24/7, and you need to know every single aspect of my life at every moment, despite the fact that you're not entitled to, nor do you deserve that information, nor will you ever have it. You just can't stand the fact that you don't know everything about Dark Side Phil.
What?
That's right.
Oh, what? Hey, what? I don't even know how we got there. I do want to operate on DSP's logic here for a second, because once again, I don't think that he's thought this through. Let's say that that's the case. Let's say that you have to be acoustic or a homosexual in order to obsess about DSP. Does that just mean that DSP hates all homosexuals? Because he's said some very, very terrible things about all of the people that have made fun of him and hyper obsessed about him throughout the years. So is DSP just anti-acoustic and anti-homosexual? That's a crazy take to have, DSP. I thought you were an ally. What's up with that? All right, we'll just move forward like that. Yeah, it's a soap opera, 100%. 100%.
Right.
Sure.
Well, they've done that already. Jay Kuma says, next thing you know, they'll be talking about how you changed Jasper's cat food. They already did. Don't you?
Yeah, base style Phil returns. Exactly.
Remember? Don't you remember? I make a passing mention about going to a vet, or that Jasper at one point had some issues with like his urinary tract, so he changed his diet. They talk about that.
It was multiple times. It's weird that it was multiple urinary tract infections to the point where he was defecating on top of paper plates on the counter. Like that's kind of where it got weird, And it wasn't a passing mention of him getting blood work or not getting blood work, rather, either. That was a full segment that you did. That's not what passing means, but
Really do. That's not even an exaggeration or a joke. They did talk about that, and they did make it a topic. Like, that was something important, right? Like, a cat owner has a cat.
Right.
The cat has an issue. I just casually mention it in passing on a random stream, and it becomes a big hyper-focused drama controversy for them. Seriously. Yeah, exactly. I'm like their Truman Show. They're just so bizarre. But again, there's some people, okay?
But he has to understand that the Truman Show makes sense. Like, there is an entertainment value to it. That is, like, the Truman Show exists specifically because it is kind of a reality, right? This is the next evolution of reality entertainment. So he can't pretend to be confused by this all of the time if he understands the concept of the Truman Show and agrees that that is where the entertainment value from him lies for detractors. He can't pretend to be confused. He can be upset about it, I guess. But the only answer would be to do what Truman did and just fucking leave. Just clock out. Be done with it.
The reason that they do it is because they make bank on it. That's why they do it. It's not because they actually care about me or anything like that. They just know that the more that they know and talk about me, there's this weirdo community on the internet of just fucked people. Their heads are split. You know what I'm saying? Their brains are snapped, and they will eat up.
Brains are snapped. I really like that. Their brains are snapped. I'm going to try and use that as much as
information
possible.
About me, true or not,
I'll never
that is
remember.
Even spoken. I mean, 99% of what's said on most of these channels, like Duty, is completely
Another
fake.
Duty shout out.
It's 100%, or excuse me, 99% fabricated. It's 1% truth, 99% nonsense, but people don't care. They just want the nonsense. That's all they're looking for is the drama. Of course, everything.
And he keeps giving it to them. Like, that's the bit that always confuses me and gets me so irate, is he claims to understand all of these things, the Truman Show aspect, all of the detractors and what they want and their motivations and how trolling works, and he remembers it from back in the day, and yet he will always continue to give them exactly what they're looking for, cementing him and his status as a fucking lolcow as he seethes and rages about it.
They say I do Nazi salutes. I've never done a Nazi salute. They say I wear a Nazi hat. I never worn a Nazi hat.
Definitely wore a Nazi hat.
It's all the crap that they
I have
make up
pictures
constantly. Isn't it good I'm getting coverage? I've explained this before. I do not benefit from drama content. I do not.
I do not.
Okay? Who would I benefit from if I made drama content? A completely different audience than the audience that I want. I want an audience that comes by to hang out, enjoy my company. I enjoy your company. We have a good back and forth conversation, social aspect to the streams. That's awesome. That interactivity we have. I want to play games, enjoy games, rage at games, whatever it is. And we share that live experience together. I want to do chill streams. That's the kind of content that I want to make. And I've been successful at doing it. And I am successful at doing it right now. Actually, this is one of the best years in my history I've ever had so far. 2025 is stacking up to be one of my best years ever.
When he was listing all of the ways that he wants to operate his streams, did he, sorry, I kind of zoned out. I was reading the chat in all honesty. Did he happen to mention that he expects to make $300 a day with no exceptions, or he's going to be holding the games hostage, like continuing? Did he mention that's how he would like to operate his streams? Because I think that's very, very important to his business model when he's talking about what he would like to do.
When it comes
if
to
not,
content,
it's a
profits,
complete
and all of this.
misrepresentation.
So thank you for that. And what have I done this entire year? The kind of content I want to make. I've taken myself out of drama, and it works. The only time that I would benefit from drama is a different audience of drama content viewers. Hence the Kino Casino audience, the Lolcow Live audience. There is an audience for that. I know there's an audience for that, but that's not who I am. That's not the content I want to make.
But I thought that he was the best and the best at drama content, and he could do drama content with the best of them and go back and forth and completely dunk on them and shit all over their lives or whatever the fuck. But that's not who he is. How could you be so good at something that isn't who you are? You know, that doesn't really make sense to me.
It seems like endlessly there's people who want to pull me into that vortex.
I mean, maybe that's my limited life perspective, but typically people who are really good at things and can do it with the best of them, like that's part of their personality in some capacity.
Vortex. They want me to be a part of their community. They invoke my name. They try to involve me in their stuff. They're constantly attempting to get me to be in that level of stuff because number one, They see profit. They see that when people do this drama content about me, they make bank. So they think, hey, if we get DSP involved himself, this is going to be genius level. We're going to have so much. But take a look at what happened with Kino Casino. All right, let's analyze this fairly and objectively. The first thing we did,
I like that DSP is going to be the person that is going to fairly and objectively look at the Kino Casino arc as if he doesn't have the most fucking obscured vision of what went on as humanly possible, being that he was directly involved with it. I don't know how you could think, even begin to ponder at the idea that you have a clear perspective of the situation when you were the one that was actually there.
yeah, there was us working on the Rich documentary React, and it worked.
And you
Did
were
it
the one
not?
being
I
manipulated.
had my own
at
things to
that.
say. They had their own things to say. It was completely different stuff. It all combined to be one amazing React. That was a really great piece of content that we did about a year ago. If you remember, it was what, early August of last year that we did that. That was outstanding, amazing collab. All right. I appeared on their show a couple of times. That worked. And then immediately once
Yeah,
that
it worked
little
out
bit
great.
of you know, feeling of, oh, this is fresh and new, once that dies out, it doesn't work anymore. Because the truth is, I don't care about drama content. I could be good at it. I could be as good as these guys of ripping other people a new asshole and being mean to people constantly and degrading myself and others. I don't want to make that content. Do you get it?
See, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. He wants to be the best at something that he doesn't want to do, and he's never really demonstrated these abilities anyway. So who is he coping for? Who is he lying to here? Himself? He's trying to convince himself rather than the audience that he would be capable of making a type of content he really cannot do? For what benefit? You know? It's just sad the way he tries to convince himself that he's like the top dog around here or something.
Opportunities over the years to do it. I saw over 10 years ago that content was getting exciting and people on the internet were loving it and it was becoming monetizable and everyone was talking about it and, oh, you should do it. I didn't want to do it. I said, but you understand I'm a gamer.
No, the reason he didn't want to do it is because it's too much effort. Making edited style content and keeping up with what other people are saying on the internet is far more work than pressing record and stop record while playing video games for hours on end. It's just a matter of effort on his behalf. Let's not pretend like if this was an active decision that he made simply because he didn't want to do it. That's not it. He didn't want to put in the effort, rather.
I don't want to do that stuff. I don't. You know, is there opportunity for popularity there? Is there money to be made? Yes, there is. But I don't want that for myself or for my family or for my online community. I just don't want that. And some people don't respect that wish. Some people instead say, well, too bad we want you involved in it because we benefit from it. Well, I don't care. I don't care what benefits you. I care about what benefits myself, my family, my business, my viewers and fans. And this year, getting myself out of that drama sphere and focusing solely on the content that I'm working has shown that it can work. And like I said, I'm literally...
Then why did he go into the drama sphere? I'm confused as to what the play was there then. If his audience didn't want it, and that's not the type of content that he wanted to do, why didn't he just keep himself out of it and continue to do gameplay for the last year or so without the Kino Casino? I'm always confused as to the DSP plan. I'm always trying to piece it together and solve it like a puzzle and see if I can see the next move. And I'm always just left baffled, confused, and utterly mesmerized.
having one of the best years I've ever had in my entire history, this year, 2025, being outside of the drama. I'm getting more consistent people coming by, watching, engaging, and supporting my content. We're hitting goals. We're doing fun marathons. Everything is working. There's a few bumps in the road here or there, but for the most part, this has been a truly successful year. I literally just said earlier on this show, okay? How crazy is it that the summertime used to be the most dead time of the year where no...
And I do appreciate that he's willing to admit that the only thing that he really cares about when it comes to his streams and the level of success that he's experiencing is money. It is directly the amount of money he's making. He's successful despite having less viewers than typical. maybe it's the same spread throughout Kick, but all of those are trolls, right? So I guess a third of his audience or so is now completely trolls that he's monetizing via, you know, hourly pay. But I digress. The only thing that he cares about is the money. All of those people that left because he wasn't doing gameplay and he was changing as a person to do all that drama shit, yeah, those people could just get fucked and never come back, I guess. They weren't real DSP fans because they weren't willing to tough it out, I guess.
Nothing was going on. I didn't know what content to make because there was no new games. I was so reliant on new AAA releases coming out that when they didn't come out, I floundered. I would have a really slow summer and I'd be like, oh man, you got to support me because now things are slow. It's the opposite. I literally have too much to do. I haven't even played all the things people want me to do, and they're coming out to support the things I'm doing. It's exploded in a positive way.
Exploded.
There's been a burst of positivity and support here on the streams. There you go. Are you happy now that I made a reference? A big burst. And I'm happy for it. Okay? So, yeah, it's been great. And I have no complaints. That's what I mean. I don't want to be pulled into the drama sphere. You know, I know for a fact there's people.
He doesn't want to be pulled in. Maybe he just wants to walk in willingly whenever he pleases. I guess maybe that's the takeaway.
People that want me involved. I'm not. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. There's no reason for me to. Again, when I do that, I'm not appealing to my core audience who's supporting me and making me successful. In fact, I'm turning them off. When I was going head first into drama with Kino Casino,
right,
my fans were contacting me behind the scenes saying, if you keep going this way, we're going to leave.
And then a bunch of them did, and you continued to go forward anyway, showing that you don't really care about the people that have been watching your content unironically for an extended period of time. How shitty is that? How are we going to turn this into a flex? Because we're continuing to make the same amount of money? I just don't know how he sees that this looks good, that this is a huge DSPW we're running here.
You know, I've been a longtime fan of yours for 10, 15 years, but I don't want to see you do this constantly. You're doing all this drama. And it's not fun content. It's toxic. It's harmful. It's just a bunch of nonsense. We're here for games. We're here for fun, chill streams. We're here for your opinions. And because we just want to hang out with you. We're not here so you can smash this person and degrade this person and then get into an argument with this person. And that's all that certain people know. You know, that's all they know. That's all they know how to do. They're literally one-trick ponies. They do the same thing over and over, and they have an audience for it. Good for them.
Is DSP not a one-trick pony? Does he legitimately think that he has other abilities other than being a fucking clown all day long? He's not good at games. He's not an expert commentator on any matter, whether it be video games or fighting games. He's not a good reactor, which is a crazy thing to say because reacting is nonsense content. He's not good at drama content because he can barely fucking speak or formulate a thought. What are we going to pretend that DSP is good at here?
Seriously, good for them.
But everybody else is a one-trick pony because they actually have a style they like to do and people tune in for it, I guess. Wow, DSP, you really got him.
But I don't want to be that. I have no aspirations to be that. Okay? I don't want to. I don't want to blow up to be a million sub YouTuber, but all I do is toxic content. I don't. I would much rather be a smaller time guy and be successful at the level
He's an expert at looking at fucking menus. Absolutely correct. Eating fast food, I guess DSP's a fucking expert at. Not describing the fast food, though. He's just good at eating it.
And maybe have a little bit of organic growth from time to time, but I'm okay with that. But some people aren't. It's never enough for them. So by any means necessary, step on anyone's neck to get ahead. That's how they are. I've never been like that. Okay? So there you have it, you know.
There you have it. We're looking, we're scanning.
Anyway, things are good right now with me. This is
for anybody that wants to continue the conversation, desperately scanning so that we could continue to stall out the stream.
One of the best years ever. I don't want to be involved in these drama circles. I'm not going to be involved in the drama circles, and things are going well. So I don't know why Lalcow Live has invoked my name and put me on their thumbnail. None of it's true. That's probably why they have a million question marks.
I love invoke my name. I do. Invoke my name like the wrath of fucking God, dude. His opinion of himself is so high.
And everything because it's not true. It's just an episode that's going to say, well, what if? Well, what if DSP has a strike? Well, what could that be from? Well, how could that affect his channel?
We already
how
did
could
this
someone
bit.
help with that? Well, how could that's all it's going to be, a what if episode. And they have the right to do that.
We're just doubling back.
They have the right to make that episode. That's okay. Go for it. I'm not offended. They're not saying anything negative about me there, you know? So go for it. Let them have their fun. But I'm telling you, it's not true. I have nothing to do with it. I haven't been involved with any stuff like that at all. You know?
Very cool. Very cool. Can we move on?
Wad did a $2 super chat. Can we react to your 666 snake stream? Maybe someday. But I'm gonna be honest. That's
Maybe someday. It's so very cool that even DSP understands that the snake stream is fucking lame. It was a huge L. So much so that maybe someday, I don't really want to say yes or no, but that's not going to happen, no.
stream could have been a lot better. It's all fucking Review Tech's fault because he's such a dunce. Like,
It's Review Tech's fault.
if he had played along and just been a sport for one fucking stream, if he
It would have
get
been
over
way
himself and
lamer.
his idiocy, it would have been a great stream. Instead, the moron starts derailing and talking about shit that has nothing to do with what the fuck we're there for because he's an idiot.
And that made the stream absolutely fantastic. That was one of the better parts, if you ask me. The idea that that DSP thought RTU was going to come and play fucking ball and really thought that they were going to put their differences aside and talk about the Kino Casino and have a mutual enemy is fucking hilarious. That is so funny. The DSP thought he was really going to do something and didn't understand who he was dealing with. Another lol cow.
Can't help himself then be boring and stupid. So he kind of ruined it. And it just sucked. I mean, let me put it this way. That stream served its...
And you guys are right. He didn't tell RTU that was the point. RTU probably did come in pretty hot thinking about Phil, as he usually does with his shirt off, you know? He probably thought that they were about to get into it, and then DSP kept trying to talk about the Kino Casino. I mean, can you really blame the guy? He came here to talk to you on your show that you've been talking about for months at this time. Probably a fucking years they've been talking about doing a show together and hashing it out or whatever off and on.
purpose. It put an end to my involvement in all the drama, and since then, I'm not involved in it. I don't care. I literally have not heard a single word out of the mouths of Kino Casino, Review Tech, or anyone since then. I pay no attention to any of it. I only know, I hear hearsay on my streams when you guys come in here and you meme stuff. I know, oh, that must be something that fucking, you know, they said on a show or whatever, and I kind of put two and two together. But I've been completely out of the loop with all their nonsense since, and
I'm completely out of the loop with all their nonsense, except for all of the things that you guys constantly tell me in chat, where you inform me of all of the things that everybody is saying all of the time.
happy. Like, that was what, March? So here we are 4 months later.
I don't know why we
couldn't
gotta
be
pretend,
happier to be
man.
out of the loop of all this bullshit, right? I love it. I love the fact that I'm out of it and I'm having a good time with everything. Jalen did a $5 super chat. I'm glad you're protecting your energy. Protecting your energy? I don't know what that means. And ignoring drama-filled channels. Let's have a good stream. Thank you, Jalen. I don't know about protecting my energy. It's kind of a weird way to say it.
I agree. Protecting your energy is it's a very particular way to say it. It gives feminine, I believe. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, it gives feminine energy. Protecting your energy like that.
Like I
know?
said. Okay, I got distracted. I got derailed there. I didn't make my point. Allow me to make my point how I wanted to, because I didn't. Okay, the point I was trying to make is this. Okay, when I get involved in drama,
oh my fucking God, we're going, dude, we're tripling back. We can't let this go. We can't just move past this and continue to do the gameplay that we so desperately want to do every day. We have to triple back because we didn't even say what we wanted to yet. Holy fuck.
Audience for it, but it's not my audience. You get it? If I do drama right now about Kino Casino, that will invoke their audience.
It's going to invoke their audience. You could just invoke anything, I guess. There's no higher power required. There's no power level that you have to take into consideration when you invoke. I guess you could just invoke the smallest things in life. Fuck it. We're just going to make the word useless.
Do stuff about Lolcow Live.
Invoke
that will invoke
carries
the
no
Lolcow
meaning
Live
now.
audience, not mine. My audience doesn't want drama. My audience is nothing further from that. They just don't want anything to do with it. They want to hang out with me, enjoy games, and enjoy my company. That's it. So when I do the drama content, I don't see a spike in views, support, or anything from my audience. What I do see is a spike from other groups. The problem with that is once you get the attention of another group, you now have to maintain that or they go away. That's exactly what happened last year with Kino Casino. When I started doing content with them, I got the attention of their audience. Their audience started to come to my streams. They all subbed, right? They all
subbed. They all supported. No exceptions. We're speaking in absolutes right now, of course.
And then after that is I didn't want to do drama constantly. and I got into the hardcore gaming season and we were doing games, and they were
Phil,
like, oh,
Phil invokes donations should be his new thing. We should drop the King's Coffer bullshit, and DSP should just start invoking support. I think that would, he should like cast it, I believe. I think that's a really stupid gimmick that he would go for.
this is just game stuff. We don't care about this. When's the drama? So every once in a while, I would do a little bit of drama, and then all of a sudden you see that video would get a big view boost, and I get some more support, and then it would go away again. So
Right,
it's
we already
like
talked about
two
this.
completely different sets of content. You understand? Like, it's either drama content, lolcow style content, or it's gaming content, more intelligent content, positive social interaction. They're separate. They don't actually go together. They don't. Do you get it? They just
I mean, they
don't stick
could.
together. It's like oil and water. They separate. So you could either go with the oil or go with the water. Either one works. I want to go with what I've been doing. I don't want to do the drama.
Imagine that. DSP wants to not change or put in any extra effort. He wants to continue to coast and beg like he's been doing for years. I know this is all shocking information to you. I know all of you really expected something more out of DSP, but I just have to say you're an idiot.
Stuff. Okay. So for me to be involved with that, go on Lolcow Live, be a part of their show. Why did you snake the casino? Why did you leave them? Because it wasn't working. Get it? It just wasn't.
Is that the water path or the oil
A
path?
detriment than a help. And I've actually.
Which one is path 3? That's the greatest question. If it's water and oil, which path is 3?
Been doing better being out of it now than I was before. So I'm happy that I'm out of the crap. You know, it would have been something if ideas were being come up with that were working, that it would have been stuff that I could have worked on, but also have maintained what I was doing. But it was kind of like an all or nothing battle. It was like, listen, either you go all in with drama and you abandon everything you've done for the last 17 years and you just become this lolcow on the internet, but you can bank your lolcow status and become rich, or you give up completely on the drama stuff and you just do what you've been doing. I choose to do what I've been doing. I think it's more
but why would it have to be that? Why is it all or nothing? Why can't you just play video games and talk about topics, whether they be drama or not, and give your take on them and respond to things? That's how other streamers make good content and constantly have viewers and constantly have clips being made of their good gameplay, which he claims that nobody is doing, right? Why is he incapable of operating like everybody else? And I'm not saying that always doing everything that everybody else is doing is always the right answer. I'm just saying that it would make for more entertaining content on a regular basis if he could do the two things at once. And he would be able to satisfy both audiences at once, which would probably be in his best interest.
positive. I think it's better content for the internet. I think it hurts less people. Honestly, I don't think my content hurts any people. Right? I don't think so. This content that I make
except
now,
for all of the
just
people on
showing you guys and
SSI
talking
that
about
I'm
games and
taking
stuff,
from.
this doesn't
Ignore
hurt
that
anyone.
though.
This is innocent, fun content that is digestible and, you know, it's not harmful in any way. So I would much rather do that than have to live with myself knowing every day I'm doing this content that I'm bullying other people on the internet and I'm talking shit and I'm insulting and harassing and going out of my way and punching at people to try to get attention for myself.
And
I just don't
punching
want to
at
live that
people.
lifestyle. And you know what?
That lifestyle, like you see what I'm saying? It's so weird the way that he talks about just like having little fucking arguments on the internet. Like this is life or death. Like this is horribly morally corrupt or something to just have a take on something that is semi-drama related because you have differing opinions with other people. Like you get what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be this way. He's the one that makes it all or nothing. He's the one that makes it so extreme. And because he's done that, he can't do it any other way now.
Well, I will say this. For as much shit as people talk about Ethan Ralph 100% understood that, got me as a person, and essentially has, after the wrestling thing, said, that's why I'm not going to talk to Phil because he's drama stuff and I'm not. He got that. Like, very well, he could have been like, hey, let's keep doing stuff together or whatever. But he knows 100% I want nothing to do with this shit. I just want to do game stuff.
Hell yeah, dude. The only positive thing DSP has to say about pretty much anybody that he's ever worked with was about Ethan Ralph and how cool he was. I think, you know, my grandfather told me you're going to get as far as the motherfuckers you hang out with for no reason. And I think that you don't have to say anything more than that. If the company you're keeping is Ethan Ralph, I guess you could live that life.
So in that regard, I mean, he
Yeah, the only
respected
person
that.
who gets me is Ethan Ralph is a crazy sentence when you're married to, by the way. Absolutely wild. Don't let Fat Cat hear that.
wish, while others seem to want to keep pulling me into their sphere and their vortex or whatever you want to call it for their own personal gain. When you address drama, do you think you're engaging? What are you talking about?
Yes, he
Am
is
I
engaging.
the drama? It depends. Like right now, the way that I'm doing it is very factual and very calm, if you haven't noticed. Like I said, listen, the guys from Loud Call Live, they can do whatever they want. I don't.
Very calm, but please remember when he was talking about duty earlier and he was actually increasing in volume. He was actively yelling and peeking into the red on my end, so much so that I had to turn him down. Oh, very, very calm, very robust.
They can talk
Addressing,
shit
of
about
course.
me. They can bring me up. I don't give a shit. I'm not involved in it. And you know that. Like, I'm not going to get involved in it at all.
Not going to get
I have
involved.
nothing to do with it. They have the right to do. They have question marks all over their thumbnail. It's going to, I guarantee you it's going to be a what if episode or whatever. And that's fine. Let them do that. I'm not going to stand here. What would have been the wrong way to go about it is to be like, I'm so upset. How dare they? Fuck them. And you start a feud, right? But that's not me.
Yeah, that maybe
That's
would
not
have been
me. I don't care.
entertaining.
Let them do
Maybe you both could have made more content into the future. Who knows? Very
what
strange.
they want. Leave me
Wouldn't
alone.
want to do that now.
It's that simple. I feel like we're in the third phase of your detractors. The first phase is people calling out your behavior and wanting you to change, saying you were stubborn and taking things for granted.
Well, all of that is still true. He never changed in that aspect. So I still hold that opinion.
I agree there. Then you did change. In the second phase, people came
Did not change. He's never changed. He is the exact same person that he's always been. Even before he was on YouTube, he is still the same person. And this is made no clearer than by just watching the Dead Sea Scrolls over on WPIG 1651. Little plug for him here. The Dead Sea Scrolls that goes back and looks at all of the old forum posts from like 2006 or so. The early aughts. Late aughts, I don't know how to call it. Anyway, he talks the exact same way. His opinion of himself and others and how he interacts with the world around him is identical to how he behaves to this day. He's never changed, not one iota. He's never grown up past those moments, and even then, he was emotionally and mentally behind everybody else his age. So I don't know why we're pretending here. Let's not do that. Let's live in reality, please.
along, and it was about WWE champions trying to get you to admit that kind of stuff. And then they happened. Then that did eventually happen. And then those people kind of now left. Now you're in phase 3. It's all the grifters. With each phase, the detractors who stayed get more and more obsessed because the people who got what they wanted left.
Who got what they wanted? Nobody has ever received anything they've ever asked of DSP. Not the people he's worked with, not the people in his real life, not the detractors on the internet, not even his fans. Who has ever received actually what they wanted from DSP?
Yeah, this is 100% we're in the grifter phase. 100%.
Well, oh, okay.
I legit
All right.
don't
Well, 100% we're in the grifter phase. Sorry, guys. I'm grifting, I guess.
think there's a single person out there
No
who
fun to be
actually
had
has
here.
issue
No
with
enjoyment.
with my content
All
or what I
grift.
do. I'm serious. I think it's just the meme is to crap on Phil, to say he sucks at games, to say he's a beggar, to say this and that, so that we basically have content to print money for morons who watch it.
Sorcerer of Soup is saying that Kino Casino, I believe he's talking about people that got what they wanted out of DSP, but they didn't even. Ashton went on record to say that he tried to hold out to make DSP more entertaining, to get more content out of him, and he couldn't even hold on because he's so fucking difficult to work with. He's so annoying. Like, so that's not even true. As much as they did get out of him, it wasn't even what they wanted. They still fall into that category.
It's 100% grift. Like I said, if this was not monetizable, they would not be doing it. If there was not $1 to be made, they would not be wasting their time on it.
So what about all of the detractors that don't make money on this? The ones that make the songs and they've never put an ad on them. What about all of the people that make the arts, that make the tweets that are non-monetizable? What about all of those people? Are like, we're just going to ignore all of those? We're going to pretend they don't exist?
They're only doing it because they're benefiting from very, very slow, ignorant, gullible people.
That's you. That's you.
And
That's
they
you.
know
That's
it.
you.
They 100% know that's their viewer base. They don't care. They say, hey, a fool and their money are easily parted. So
Yeah, you would know better than anybody else, wouldn't you, Phil? It's crazy that that's always the line he wants to go with, given his circumstances, we'll call it.
I make fake content about someone, As long as people eat it up and pay me for it, I'll just keep doing it. I don't even care if it's true or not. And in reality, what I think it is that a lot of people
Right.
have seen me
Shout
do
out a
this
lot of people.
now. You know, I've been making content for 17 years. I've been doing this as a job since 2011, so that's been 14 years. And they've seen me go through so much. They've seen me go through phase after phase of negativity, and you know what I'm saying? They have.
Yeah, they call those sagas, which I know he knows because he's used the term before. But yes, DSP has gone through many a saga in his lifetime. This is true. This is a factual statement. One of the few that he's said so far this stream.
So what they see now is a guy who's resilient, a guy who literally is not going to
That's-
let himself be beaten by any of this shit. So the way they think of it is, well, even if I bully Phil,
I've never seen DSP as resilient. Never in my life have I ever thought DSP and resilient go hand in hand. I mean, maybe resilient in the way that, like, you know, if you get all of your limbs blown off and you move around as a nub for the rest of your life, but like, he's not up. He's not making, like, I guess he's making the best of it, but he's not in a good state, to say the least. So I wouldn't attribute it to resilience. He's just kind of a holder on.
and I make all this
That's
shit
a
up
terrible
about
way to
him,
put that.
he's not going to take any action against it, and he's not going to be hurt by it because he's so resilient. Nothing's ever going to happen to him.
Yeah, he just has no
Right?
other option.
That's what
That's the
they
way
think.
to put it. He's not resilient.
That's
He
all I'm
just
gonna
has
say.
to take his licks.
That's what they think. Anyway, Mozzie, how you doing? $2 super chat. You literally are a good gamer. It's all about the money. Well, yeah, now the only way that they can
That's a crazy lie. Mozzie is actually fucking stupid or delusional. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about that if Mozzie legitimately thinks that. The guy's not good at games. Look at any of his gameplay. We're going to look at his gameplay after this, even. I hope you guys are excited.
make me look bad at games is to literally take one clip out of context, out of an entire playthrough, and act like that's representative of the entire playthrough, right? It's take my Doom, the Dark Ages playthrough, and
Okay.
only take the moment where you're in a room full of explosive barrels and act like that's the entire playthrough, even though that's the one moment you can't play the game like crazy adrenaline-filled Doom, because if you do, the barrels explode and you instantly die. But say that's my whole playthrough, right? Take
And that's just a straw man argument from one post that blew up. What he doesn't want to admit is that all of the normal style detractors that are always making fun of him, that are always doing these streams and making this, you know, this kind of content, all of those people watched multiple minutes of his gameplay, tens of minutes. I think I watched 25, 30 minutes of his goddamn Doom gameplay, and it was all fucking terrible. You don't get 25 to 30 minutes of footage out of a playthrough like that and have it all be terrible if that's not just generally the case. It's not possible, because I didn't even watch all of it. I just watched some of it. He's cherry picking this one social media post because it hurt his feelings, without acknowledging that there's so many more clips from that exact playthrough that look very similar to that, including segments where he was more frustrated.
the one clip from Donkey Kong Bonanza where I've had difficulty, which was me trying to surf on a piece of ground over this challenging area where you have to jump over thorns and stuff.
Right.
I failed at it for like 10 minutes. So
Yeah, and
take
it was
that one
embarrassing.
clip, even though the insane rest of the game I've just been coasting through. Not a lick of challenge. Everything's been insanely piss easy. And I've been saying the entire playthrough, this game's just way too easy. I think it should be harder. Take the
That's crazy, because every time I tune into his Donkey Kong Bonanza streams, I swear to God, the only words I ever hear him saying are what and huh. Always. He is always confused and never knows where to go. But I guess his big brain take is the game is too easy.
one moment where I had difficulty, make it a meme and say, oh, that was his whole playthrough. See, he sucks. But it's not fair. It's not a fair representation. That's not true at all. You've literally misrepresented on purpose to create the meme. They don't care. They benefit from it. They get views, they profit. So why do they care? And they know that DSP is resilient and can't be hurt by this shit. You know, I made a
Oh, no one cares if you can be hurt by it. As a matter of fact, they probably would like to do as much damage to your gaming reputation as possible. Once again, has nothing to do with resilience. Does not even come into consideration when making content that makes fun of the guy. I'll just tell you, I'm pretty confident that whoever is posting the gaming journalist clips on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, I promise they're not taking into consideration his perseverance at all.
fucking
Who gives a shit?
titanium here. And nothing's
Yeah,
going to bring me down. So
titanium.
why do they, you know
Yeah,
what I
good
mean?
morning,
Like,
Titanium.
well, who cares? Just keep making fun of him. It just always works, right?
Flagchan2339 with the 5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, brother. Saying this man cannot let go of Doom. LMAO. No, of course not. The Doom clip blowing up on Twitter is once again a pivotal moment for detracting, if you want to call it that. It reinvigorated the Zoomer and the younger generation into hating DSP, as it's been made into a short form piece of content that they can digest and move on from, as DSP loves to call it out so much. Yeah, absolutely. He hates that this is a resurgence of him being terrible at games. And the fact that it is so consistent now. Every fucking game he plays, it seems to be another clip, another clip. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Flagchan, for the 5.
Princess Luna did a $10 super chat and says, over a decade of doing it his way, through all the drama, mockery, and hate that would have felt it most, Phil gets up and streams twice a day, being unapologetically Phil despite the detractors. Thank you, Princess Luna. Yeah, not even despite.
That is the positive way of saying DSP does the impossible by waking up and being him every day. That is just the nice way to say that. That is all that is, with a $10 bill attached, of course.
Just ignorant of it. I don't care about it. And that's the truth. Like, if I actually, spent time looking this stuff up and addressing it, there's no point. Because
see, and I'm reading it, like I'm rereading the super chat, and there's not a positive thing in there unless you just objectively view somebody being themselves as a positive, which I do not, by the way. Some people are just shitty, regardless of whether they're being themselves or not. A decade of doing it his own way, not a positive. Through all the drama and mockery and hate that would have felt it most, DSP still gets up and streams twice a day, unapologetically Phil. That's not a positive. There is no even insinuation of that being a good thing. It's just a statement.
It's all fake anyway. There's no point in addressing the nonsense. You just do your thing. Like, really, like, that's the funny part. These idiots who say I would never want to be
That's
Phil.
You guys.
Why?
Me. We just did this last week. We just did this segment. We're looping back an entire week.
I have a great job that I absolutely love. I have great streams every single day that are great content with a great audience. That audience supports me, so I make a great living. I have a loving wife who I love and cherish and I'm going to spend the rest of my life with and I'm happy with. I live in a great house. I have a great pet. I live in a great weather.
He couldn't even say he lives in a great state. He just had to say I live in a great weather. I live in a great weather, despite complaining about the fucking weather every week, complaining it's too hot or too cold. Jesus Christ, dude, we are scraping the bottom of the barrel for something positive to say about our lives. And that's insane. That's so sad. If it were anybody other than DSP, you'd almost feel bad for him that he lives this way and he struggles to come up with positives for his own existence. But I know who he is.
Can now afford whatever I need, right? Why would you want to be me? Because people make fun of you on the internet. Oh no, not people on the internet. Oh!
Keep in mind that people on the internet are the reason that he doesn't tell you anything about his life. People on the internet are also the people that dictate his schedule and what he does on a daily basis and what games he plays. They're also the people that stop him from leaving his house on a regular basis and actually experiencing the outside world because he's terrified of people fucking actually knowing who he is in real life. But we're not scared about people on the internet. Who cares about them, right?
Who gives a fuck?
Yes, and more importantly, thank you, Inked Blessing, for the reminder. People on the internet are the reason he will not have kids. That one of the biggest milestones and joys in people's lives, having children and raising a family, is taken away from DSP because of people on the internet. But we're gonna pretend we're not scared of them. That's the insane cope and delusion you have to be under to think that that's actually the case, that makes any sort of sense, you know?
What these morons say on the internet. Phil, don't you know there's another thing going viral on social media? What the fuck do I care? I'm sitting here making a great living, having a great time. What the fuck do I care about a bunch of morons on the internet? They're the ones who are sitting there grinding away at meaningless jobs, shitty situations. Why do you think they need to make the memes and laugh at them? Because it makes
because I have free time and a hobby. I don't know. I wanted to make something, and I was busy watching The Guy. So I decided to make something about The Guy. As weird as that is,
feel better about themselves and their own miserable existences.
Oh, okay.
I don't sit around making fun of people all day. I don't have to, because I have a good life. Get it? Who gives a shit about the internet? You'd have to be.
Who gives a shit about the internet? But this is his only legacy. This is the only thing that will ever be known about DSP is the internet content that he made, because he is so unremarkable to people in real life. But who gives a shit, right? This is what he's staked his entire fucking life on. He lives here every single day. There is not a day that goes by that DSP does not get on the internet and at least log into WWE Champions, which has no meaning other than digital cards, right? But we're gonna pretend like the internet isn't everything that he lives for? Crazy.
He's dumb. Oh my goodness.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, fun podcast. I thought that it would end up being shorter, but as usual, we ended up talking about stuff that I didn't expect to be talking about. This lolcow live thing and people saying nonsense about, oh, they know that there's strikes and stuff. They don't know anything. They make it all up. Nonsense.
Oh my, we're
But it
gonna
ended
go
up
back a fourth
going into
time?
the second half of the show, so we had a full show. Let's end the show. Thank you for watching.
Anyway, yes. So the Detractor rant and lolcow live segment actually derailed him so much that he did a full-sized pre-stream instead of the shorter pre-stream that he intended on doing, because he just couldn't pull himself away from the topic. He just couldn't stop talking about the detractors. Imagine that. The next clip, because we are moving on, obviously that was a fun podcast. The next clip is going to be a very short one, but something that I found utterly detestable and disgusting that DSP said on his night stream. So for context, DSP was playing American Truck Simulator, imagine that, and he's drinking again, imagine that. But he got new drinks, which I know you're all very excited to see. And while he was introducing them, somebody had asked, well, I'll just let the clip play. I'll just let the,
Come on. Do I take?
So he had new drinks and he showed them off, and somebody asked a question about them.
Blue Chew? I don't know what Blue Chew is.
I don't know, Blue
All
Chew
right,
is,
you guys
sorry.
want to see what we're drinking tonight? Something different. No more hard seltzers tonight. I bought something new. This, I have no idea. It's called, it's a bunch of like Asian characters I can't read, and then it says Nectar Hard Juice. Okay? And there's various different flavors. We'll be starting off tonight with Jungle Juice.
Very cool.
Nectar Jungle Juice. And we'll see if it's any good. I don't know. I never had it before.
I like how experimental DSP is getting with the alcohol on the stream. I remember we used to be an alcoholic, and then we would only drink for marathons, and now we're drinking regularly on the American Truck Simulator stream that we do, a couple of times a week, and then we also drink for the marathons. It's very cool to see his repertoire of alcohol ever growing. How robust is that?
Okay.
Yes, please, Fireball on stream soon. I need DSP doing Tevin style shots.
It's 6%, 7% alcoholic volume. It's close to what the seltzers were that I was drinking. It's stronger than standard White Claw or seltzer, but I don't know what it's going to taste like. Jungle Juice.
Jungle Juice.
It had 4 flavors, so I'll have this. I have another one for the second half of the stream. We shall see. How much was it? I don't know.
So this is it. How much was it? That's all the person asked. How much did this new drink cost? That's all we want to know.
You don't think I actually looked at the price, do you? I don't look at the price of things when I go to stores. I just grab it off the shelf and I ring it up. I know I can cover it. I'm good. Pricing. Look at that. You crazy?
Fucking imagine begging every single day of your fucking life. All you can do is beg to get that little bit of pittance for years and years and years. Okay, you finally have a good year, best year ever, right? Which can't even be true, by the way. The money that YouTube was paying him was astronomical, but I digress. Begging every single day, crying about how you can't pay your bills, you don't know how you're going to afford the next game, this, that, and the other. And somebody just asks, how much did that run you at the store? Maybe they're interested in getting it themselves, you know? Price. I don't look at that bullshit. You think I need to see that? I'm good for it. I know why I got that in the bank. Come on now. You think I'm broke? Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting mindset. And it's not, I want to say it's a poor mindset, but it's not. It's a rich mindset that makes you poor. And I couldn't think of anything else other than this clip right here that I'm playing for you right now. It's Dracula flow. It is literally this. Let me make sure it's unmuted. It is.
I don't give a fuck if I go blind. I don't need to see the price tag anyway.
That's actually the mindset that DSP is rolling with on a daily fucking basis. Like he's just balling out of control, dude. Absolutely crazy.
I'm high on 12 Jason Bournes, looking to beat the cum out of a thick, fresh oak. We smoking filtered crack, you stupid piece of shit.
All right, we'll move on. I just wanted to smoke filtered crack. That's it. That's okay. We'll get back to the guy. So the next clip I have is actually gameplay, which I know you're all very excited to see. Of course, you guys love the gameplay segments. You tell me all the time, Atlas, we need more DSP gameplay on the streams, and I want to give that to you, of course.
I don't.
So
see
here
it.
you have
Like,
it. This was the moment. This segment right here is the exact moment that I realized that his Tony Hawk gameplay was not going well. That this was going to be the this was going to be a wage quit. He's not having fun. He's never going to get it. This is a waste of time. And it was so striking to me that this was also the moment where I got in his kick chat personally to try and I guess encourage him to keep playing for my own amusement. I was like, DSP, you got to keep I added him even. He did not respond. At DSP Gaming Real, please keep playing this. And then went on to say how bad he was, of course. But
where is it? Are they
this
talking
is so
about right
robust.
here?
This is so meaningful.
Fuck. Now I'm already off. Now it's going to take an hour to get back up there. See? It sucks. I don't like
Big
these
ups
optional objectives
Memology
at all.
101, of course.
They're fucking annoying. I prefer just skating.
Not so tough now. Such a
I prefer just skating. An obstacle course, you gotta follow a line and do a line, but not like the drug. Anyway, you've got to follow a line. How could I possibly do that, dude? I just want to skate around and do nothing.
Now I can't get back up there. What? I didn't want to do that.
Huh? It's like
I didn't do that.
It's like he doesn't understand you can slow
Nose
down
grind
the
or
board,
won't work.
dude.
I don't know how to nose grind. How the hell do you
just
nose grind?
Stop.
You see what I mean? Like they just expect that you know what a nose grind is. I don't know what that is. What's a nose grind?
What's a paladin? What's a nose grind?
Is that it? Oh, I see it. There's a wire there. But what's a nose grind? A grind on the nose of the board. How do you do that? How do you nose grind?
How do you, I don't get
I
it.
noticed there's
It's not rocket science idea. Like you don't have to have played Tony Hawk games before to piece together that a nose grind is probably a grind done on the nose of the board, right? Like this isn't some fucking algebra equation you've got to figure out.
many people that feel the hand-holding for games you play has gotten out of control, almost like you don't try to figure it out on your own anymore. Thoughts? Yeah, I don't care.
How would I nose grind? I don't get it. Okay, BS nose grind.
Nice. All right, we did it.
You have to hold
Cool.
forward when you start the grind, basically. That's what it looks like.
Wow, who would have thought that in order to do a nose grind, you have to press forward?
Didn't count? Are you fucking kidding me? You didn't count it. What a bunch of fucking assholes. You need to be in regular stance, but I was held forward and pressed Y like you guys are saying, and it's giving me the BS nose grind. Watch. Or is that correct? FS nose grind?
Here we go. Here we go. What is this? Fourth time? Fourth time's charm. Too easy.
Okay, I did it.
Basically,
This is
it
around
got
the
game.
horn. Did it give it to me? I think it did, right?
And these are the types of clips that these fucking idiots don't want to show, right? All of these times where he's basically the best to ever do it and he's a professional gamer. I mean, I'm doing it right now, of course, but
Okay. Impress the skaters, get the secret tape. So how do I get the secret tape? Because it's way up there? How do I get that high up? I have to get up there, but I don't know how to get up there. That's my problem. I want to get up there. I don't know how. I can't get up there. See, every time I try. That's definitely how you do it, but I don't know how to get up there.
and he just keeps freaking out. Like every time he messes something up or he misses a jump,
Fuck
his
shit,
character just
man.
goes ape shit.
I don't know how to get up here. I can't get the height I need to get up. See, I can't. I lose momentum. Try going left to right on the ramp. Oh. This is gonna be hard. At least I nose grinded this time, but that's gonna be hard, man. Let me try to figure this out. It's tough.
Let me try and figure this out. Like this is a puzzle boss, you guys. I gotta figure out how to transfer from one fucking ramp to another in a Tony Hawk game. What are we doing here, Baba? And this isn't the first time he's played a Tony Hawk game either. He's played two Tony Hawk games
man.
at least
Come
in the
on.
past.
Why? There should be a fast way to get up there so you can just resume what you're doing. Here we go. Okay.
Amazing.
Now.
It's totally doable. We're making progress.
Beat
Oh my
it.
God, look at that.
Yes. No. What? No.
You love to see it. You really do.
No, I don't want to do that. Fuck. Shitty fuck. Shitty ass balls attack. Do the fucking shit.
Now imagine watching this live. All this no progress we're making. All the repeated attempts that make actually no difference because
Get
he
the fuck up
has
there.
somehow unlearned the very first step to making progress here, which is just transferring from ramp to ramp. We've regressed in our ability here.
Why are you doing a manual, you dunce? I didn't tell you to do that. No! I always miss it, but it's okay. I'm over here now. Fuck, see? I don't have enough momentum to get me up there. It's so frustrating.
When half of your attempts don't even hit this very first rail here so that he can grind out, when half of them go over and he just instantly dies, we should just turn the game off. Like this is the kind of gameplay, kind of like Doom, where if you this is the gameplay you're putting out, if this is part of your content, just stop playing because it wasn't meant for you. You are not going to be good at this. Like the amount of time that it would take for you to progress through the game is just not worth it. You should go do something else. And that's okay.
I can't, dude, what the fuck, man?
What? Dude!
This is so frustrating. It's so hard to just get him to go up that ramp to get up there.
We're struggling to get the skater to go up the ramp. Core Tony Hawk mechanic, by the
can't
way.
get up the
I know,
fucking
surprise, surprise. In a skateboarding game, a ramp is a core mechanic.
It ignored my Y. It ignored when I pressed Y to grind. I pressed Y.
This clip is only half over, by the way. There is an additional 5 minutes of
You know what I mean?
this
I can't
before
play
he
this.
does it. I hate
It's like,
to
I
spoil,
couldn't
of
tell
course,
the
but
controls are definitely intuitive, like you can learn them, but I don't play this game. So for me, it's like, I'm using tools and shit I don't even understand. Try to do basic stuff and it's not working. That's for sure.
using tools I don't understand. What does that
Nope,
fucking mean?
I tried. I couldn't get the momentum. I don't understand how to get the momentum to transfer up there. See, I can't. I fail every time. I can't get the momentum. Okay.
We got it. This is the one.
What the fuck? He clipped through. How is that my
I lied.
fucking problem?
Obviously.
He clipped through. Come on. Why do I clip through the ramp? What am I supposed to do? I literally clipped through the ramp, but that's what you need to do to get the tape. I keep clipping through the fucking thing.
And this is exactly what I'm fucking talking about when I say that like he's just not making progress. This is not content that anybody needs to see. No other video game playthrougher, nice. No other video game content creator that plays through these games would allow this content. There's no way. Not without actually having some sort of charisma about it. Not the way the guy does.
Okay, I jumped straight onto the same thing I've done a million times. Nothing. I can't get up there now. What the fuck? I hate this. I fucking hate this shit.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Wait, now what? Oh my god, I was supposed to know. Are you fucking kidding me? I was supposed to know to turn right and go past the mountain, and that's where I had to jump and grind on the fucking thing. Oh my god. Oh.
But he said at the beginning of this clip that he saw where the videotape was and it was all the way up there, indicating to me that he saw where the videotape was, correct? So he couldn't have looked at the videotape and surmised what he was supposed to do to get up there while understanding the game's mechanics. If you see the tape at the end of a fucking rail track, you probably have to grind off of the fucking rail track to get it, I would imagine. Especially if the rail track is completely broken on the one end and it has a little ramp on the end so that you can go back into the main level. I'm you know, like I said, it's just not rocket science. It's pretty basic game understanding for a franchise he's played before.
Nope. This sucks. I hate this.
Yo, big ups Infamous for ditching the family to watch the stream. That's very meaningful to me.
I can't do it. Dude,
I'm sure they understand.
consistently get up there. It doesn't work. I can't consistently get up there, so now this is a waste of my fucking time. Dude, this is pissing me off. I hate this shit. I do. I just want to do a basic thing. Nope. So hard to fucking do. Jesus, man.
Chud Goose saying you got
Can't get
this
up
on his
there. I
first try
tried.
last
Oh my
night.
god.
I'm not surprised to hear that. This isn't an impossible task. It's pretty basic
Oh, go
as
right
far
back to where I
as
started. Great.
Tony Hawk obstacles go, you know? Go up 2 ramps, make a couple jumps, do a
What
grind.
the fucking shit just happened?
It's the whole game, actually.
What the shit?
Did you see that? That wasn't even possible.
We
I'm just gonna
almost
give
got
up
it,
and say,
though,
fuck
guys.
this.
There's
I
only
can't do
another
it.
minute.
I'd much rather go learn how to skate and get points and do this. It sucks ass. You're fucking causing me to rage for stupid reason.
Wait
Do
a
exact
minute.
tape
Wait, you
and
can
get points
see
and
the
do this. It
tape.
sucks ass. You're fucking causing me to...
From right there, you can literally see the rail that you're supposed to grind right here. This is where he'll wind up with the huge fucking, you know, ramp so that you can go off of it. How did he not see this on the run up every single time and not figure out that when he makes it up right here, this obstacle, you can see that you're supposed to grind on this to get to the tape? It doesn't, you'd have to be a retard. I hate to say it that way. I really don't, but you would.
rage for stupid reason. Do exactly the same thing, get a different outcome.
Yeah, they need
Great.
yellow paint on the track. You're right. I know who we're dealing with. I am expecting too much. My bad.
I grinded the wrong way and got the money instead.
Like, just slow down. That's all he would have to do is slow down.
Fucking fuck farts. Dude, how do I have no momentum when I hit the fucking ramp? I can't do it.
Bouncing off the fucking wall every time.
I can't do this shit. I have no momentum. I lose all momentum when I hit the ramp.
This is the one, guys. This is the one. You see how he slowed down and stopped to line up? You see how we could have used that mechanic at any point during this 10-minute fucking clip? We could have done this? Oh my god, dude. Amazing.
Oh, God.
He almost lost the grind in the end, but we did it.
Hallelujah.
Amazing. So of course there was a follow-up to this excruciating Tony Hawk experience the following day, because we had to address it. We did not hit the tips goal. We only made $100, and obviously we were not satisfied with that. So
Cool. Now we got to talk about Tony Hawk. Oh boy. I know some people are not going to be very happy about this one. To be honest, I'm not happy about this one. I'm not happy about how the Tony Hawk stream went yesterday for various
nobody was happy with how Tony Hawk played out.
So I want to talk with you
How
guys
could
about
you
it,
be?
all right? Revar, I don't know what you're talking about. No tip has come through from you. Any tips that come through, I get notified. There's only been one tip this morning, and that was from Final Fantasy Tactics fan. So you did not send a tip that went through. I'll tell you right now, you didn't. All right? So if you keep spamming the chat saying that, I'm going to moderate you because you're not being truthful at all.
You're not
Okay.
being truthful, dude. Come on.
So, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 from yesterday. This was the first time that I had played a Tony Hawk game in 5 years. To be frank and clear,
They
and
don't change
transparent,
very much.
I've never played Tony Hawk before the collection of 1 and 2 5 years ago. So I didn't know anything about the series. When I started playing it back in 2020, I sucked at it.
And I don't even know if that is true. Can anybody verify whether or not that's the truth? Did he suck at Tony Hawk back? I can't imagine he was better, given what we just watched. But I never watched his old playthrough. I didn't see it. I don't know.
Okay, I did.
If it
I
was like that,
completely
he should have
utterly
quit that
sucked
too,
at it.
though.
It took me a few streams, I'd say 2 to 3 streams, and then it finally clicked. And I started to understand how to play the game. And once I did, I started playing much better, to the point where then I was nailing all of the point challenges. I was finding all the hidden items, and I was basically mastering the game. And then by the end of that playthrough, which lasted like, I think it was like 12 plus hours,
Okay.
I ended up completely acing the game, unlocking every stage, including the final hidden stage.
Whoa.
Okay, and even hitting all the objectives in that one.
Well, he's
So the funny
basically a
part
pro
was I started
gamer.
off absolutely sucking butt. I did. I sucked butt at it. But by the end, I was doing really well. And this, of course, completely upset my trolls because they were
Well, nobody gives a shit about that. We'll let you go on. How could he be such a god tier gamer at the first two 5 years ago and completely forget every single thing about the sequels? You know about the core mechanics leading into the sequels years later. How does that make sense? Tony Hawk games don't change very much. Like pretty much all the way up until the end, they have the exact same layout. They have the exact same fucking premises all the way up until they get a story mode. But it's the same shit anyway. It's just given a story. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing new under the sun when it comes to a Tony Hawk game from beginning to end. Yet, DSP's completely forgotten all of it. He can't remember any of the fucking mechanics, I guess.
hoping.
Yeah, it's like Madden. It doesn't matter what they cosmetically change. The mechanics are there. It's just football at the end of the day. And the buttons have always been the same.
It was going to be a game that I was just going to fail at miserably, but instead it ended up being the opposite. It was a game that I did fail at, but then I learned that I ended up persevering and doing well at. They don't like that. You know, their narrative is always that I'm terrible at every game I play.
Well,
So
you
to see
are.
me actually learn a game on the fly and get good at it, they couldn't handle that, and it upset them big time. Now, the problem was...
Does that upset the detractors big time? I think it's only funnier years later when you only prove the fact that you never internalized any of that. None of that actually reached into your consciousness at all. It was all surface level knowledge that you forgot as soon as the game went off. It wasn't a meaningful experience to you where you would have remembered something. But of course, we're talking about the guy here. We're here for money, and all of the gaming is secondary, of course.
with the playthrough. It started off interesting, but within like 2-3 streams, interest had fallen off for the game. And by the time that I finished it, I stuck in there and finished it because I liked it. But definitely the support and everything for the game had fallen off, and people weren't that interested in it anymore. By the end, they were saying it was too repetitive. It's the same gameplay over and over. The gameplay loop wasn't very interesting. The only real difference is that you see a different stage. That's it. That they didn't really like it that much, okay? So when Tony Hawk 3 and 4 was announced, I said, man, I'm really excited for the game because I loved Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
He was
But
so
I'm skeptical
excited.
about how this is going to perform as a playthrough, knowing how that went 5 years ago.
He was so excited, he played it weeks after it came out with almost no excitement whatsoever in the actual gameplay, as you saw. That's how excited he was.
Well, people convinced me, oh no, Phil, you've got to play it. It's going to be on Game Pass, so you don't have to invest any money in it. We're going to love this playthrough. We want to see a shred again. 5 years later, let's do it. And a lot of people even said Tony Hawk 3 and 4 are the best games in the series. Other people kind of countered that and said, no, actually 1 and 2 are. I don't know. I've never played them, right? So
I liked the one explanation list. They were like, DSP, it's going to be on Game Pass, so you don't have to invest any money. Also, we want to see you shred again. But that wasn't included on the counting list he was doing. Always very cool to see a one item list. That very cool.
have the answer to that. But
It was a
everyone's saying,
requirement.
we want to see Phil play it. We cannot wait. And so the hype and anticipation was big. I even put
And
it
he made
into my
$100.
frames. You saw my animations for this month. I have Tony Hawk skating on there. I'm like, all right, we're excited for it. And then something happened that was completely unexpected and out of left field. I was unable to stream for a whole week. And that almost never happens, right? It's a rarity. And it happened, and it screwed everything up because I was supposed to play Tony Hawk that week, and I wasn't here. And I announced to everyone when I came back from this unannounced, unintended break, I said, so guys, now we're behind on everything. If I'd been here, we probably would have gotten much further in certain games and maybe even wrapped up some stuff.
Right.
And we would have been good in that regard. All
Whoa,
right.
you're meaning to tell me that we could have continued to progress through the games had you not gone on your little sabbatical? But it's not absolutely important to anybody or anybody's business why you took that sabbatical, despite them giving money to the channel for you to progress through these games at a regular rate. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It actually made a huge difference to the content that was being produced and the pace at which he was getting through them and to the schedule. But simultaneously, it's nobody's business. It's not a big deal, and nobody should be asking after it. You see how that's kind of counterintuitive? It's exact opposites there.
Now we're behind. So I can't start playing a new game until we start getting further or wrapping up other playthroughs. All right. And so that's exactly what happened is I ended up just playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, but that was it. I didn't play anything else new. We just focused on GTA 4 with mods, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Death Stranding 2, and then my chill streams for this pretty much whole month, right? So
Mushmouth there.
finally, we started to take some games out of the rotation like Mario Kart World
my
and stuff like
God.
that. So it gave me the opportunity to start finally playing some new games. Right?
Dude, the fucking pigsplanation on the schedule is not a requirement. I know that he thinks that it is, but I don't know who it's for. The people who watch DSP watch every day, or they watch a Detractor who will give the recap. Like I just don't know what audience needs the recap this way.
Right?
Just time padding. With Sips, of course.
And so I said this week I would play Ludo and Tony Hawk. Ludo we already talked about. Tony Hawk premiered yesterday. Okay? So basically, 3 things happened yesterday that kind of upset me in regards to the Tony Hawk stream. The first thing that upset me is
And that's a crazy way to fucking lead into a gameplay like analysis segment, if you want to call it that. To open with, there's 2 things that upset me. Why, like, how are you going to talk about your own content in such a negative way to the point where even you are admitting that you were upset with either the way that the stream went or the gameplay itself? Doesn't that lead some sort of, credence to the things that get said about you on the internet when people talk about your streams? If even you are willing to admit that there were 2 major things that made you upset?
sadly my age started to show. You might say,
okay.
what do you mean by that? Well, as I was playing Tony Hawk yesterday, which by the way is a very control-intensive game, at any given moment you need to be able to use both thumbsticks, both triggers, all of the face buttons with various combinations of face buttons and the thumbsticks, while
Right.
also aiming and using the triggers to do the, I can't remember what they're called when you land, verts, not verts, right? Something, whatever it's called.
Reverts.
But
They're called
basically,
reverts.
it's a lot of button inputs and a lot of controls. It is, okay?
So in order to play Tony Hawk, you guys, get this. You have to be able to press the buttons on the controller. I know this is hard for you to believe. I know that you didn't know that this is how video games worked. But yeah, actually all of the buttons on the controller, or at least almost all of them, do have an action that are kind of required to play the game. I know that Tony Hawk is unique in an individual in this capacity. Nobody has ever done that before. So you can understand the guy's frustration.
By the time that stream was about to end, so I played it for almost 4 hours, my hand was actually throbbing in pain. Notably, my thumb
Throbbing.
was actually
You could see
completely
it. It
stiff
was like
and
pulsing,
hurting.
dude.
And that's not good. That's a sign that I'm getting older, and that if I'm going to play games that are more control intensive, this could be an ongoing problem that I have to face, and I have to just accept the fact that I am getting older. I'm 43 years old. I'm not 20 anymore. And playing a game like that actually hurt my hand. Okay.
I like that he has resigned this to simply getting older, like the most generic, like you can't really prove this theory possible. It is just an experience of getting elderly. It doesn't have anything to do with his poor lifestyle that he's lived. It has nothing to do with the way that he personally has all of these, body style issues between the gout and his back and his neck and his mush mouth. Like none of those things are linked. Has nothing to do with choices that he's made. It's simply just age, as everyone gets. So nothing he could do.
Okay. That pisses me off. I want to be able to say, hey, I can do whatever I want, play whatever I want, as long as I want, and I can do well, and I can adapt, and I can persevere. And by the end of that stream, I was actually very disappointed in
He's
myself. I was
old.
like, this
Exactly.
sucks. Like this is the first sign I feel that as I get older, I'm not going to just be able to do whatever I want. There's going to be difficulty playing certain kinds of games and things like that. Okay.
My God.
So that
dude,
was number one
imagine,
thing.
imagine I don't know how old you guys, your parents, your grandparents, whatever, at 43 years old, knowing the lives that they lived or are currently living or whatever the case is, complaining that their hands hurt when they play games. And this is the most pressing thing in their life, that this is the biggest indicator that they are getting elderly, and it is the biggest hit that they've taken to their ego in years. Imagine the absolute fucking clown lifestyle that they would have to live for this to be what's on their mind. Absolutely crazy.
That disappointed me. The number two thing that disappointed me was the trolling. What I mean by that is the trolls came out in a very large amount of force to mess with this playthrough. Now, it's not like they don't do that anyway. But
And I'm seeing you guys in the chat saying that Tony Hawk is no more intensive than a game of Street Fighter, and that he can do a bunch of quarter circle forwards and all that jazz, but not Tony Hawk. Yeah. All of you guys are fucking trolls. Obviously, you don't know what you're talking about, and you're not fighting game experts like the guy. So keep your comments to yourself, okay?
particular, yeah, what's happened is the trolls always like to have a game where they feel like I'm going to fail and rage at it. And then they make that the game that they can clip farm and they can do toxic things about. And this, man, let me tell you, on the kick side of stuff, whole bunch of accounts show up all screaming, we hate this game sucks, this is boring, stop playing it. On the YouTube side of things, they view botted.
Whoa, Lend219, it's his birthday today. He's actually 43. Imagine being the same age as the guy. Happy birthday, brother.
Stream, so it was impossible to even know how many viewers that I had for Tony Hawk. Is it actually doing really good with viewership, or is it not doing that well at all, and all these viewers are fake? And the thing is, with the view botting, you can figure it out, but only after the stream is ended. Once the stream is ended, once you look at your stream like stats and results,
right?
YouTube subtracts all the view bots. So
Who
you can
cares?
actually see, oh, okay, this is really how the stream did. So in general, just so you guys know, because you're probably wondering, the stream did do well, but not crazy. It did a little bit more than my usual viewership. Like typically on a typical stream on YouTube, I'll have 200, 300 viewers. I think this stream maybe had around 350 viewers all the way through.
So if the bots don't matter, why are we bringing them up? And I again, it's nothing but cope or willful ignorance on his behalf to think that the detractors only clip farm out of these certain games that they know that I'm going to be bad at. No, it's every single game you play. There is always clips of DSP being bad at video games in every playthrough. You can almost set your watch to it.
And
It's
that was the legit
daily.
viewers, not the bots. The bots were ridiculous, like hundreds and hundreds of them. But I can't stop that. You know, that's just some malicious idiot doing it. It doesn't affect me in any negative way on YouTube, for the record. It doesn't.
Okay, so
but
then
these
quit
idiots
talking about it.
like to mess around and think that it does. It just sucks because I couldn't tell how many people were legit on the stream, and we're hanging out and enjoying it. Okay. Now I will say this: on the YouTube side of things, there absolutely were people who were engaged and trying to help me with the game. They were giving me tips on how to play. They were telling me where hidden items were, and I really appreciated that. That helped me out a lot. Okay.
See, and this is all he appreciates about them. They were just trying to hold my hand. It's not that, I really appreciate the people for being there despite me being terrible at the game. You guys come for better gameplay. I really appreciate your patronage and all your time and your patience. None of that. I just really appreciate all of the people that were trying to hold my hand so I didn't look like an absolute fucking fool up there the entire time. I literally needed the hand holding. That is the admission there.
The third and final reason that it bothered me is very simple. It's premiere day of a game that people have been asking me for nonstop and apparently highly anticipating, and we didn't even hit a support goal.
Disgusting.
And this really threw my whole plans for a loop, because I was hoping to hit a goal yesterday, a goal last night, and a goal right now, and then we would have done DSP tries it. In fact, think of it this way.
And that's the main reason. That's why we're so upset with Tony Hawk. I don't believe that it's really about our hand or about how frustrated we were with the gameplay, because we were being handheld. I think the real reason is that we didn't hit the goal. And for some reason, DSP had scheduled in his mind that he was going to be hitting this goal, that goal, and then, the other goal in order to eat fast food on his desired day or whatever fucking nonsense he conjured up in his skull, I don't know why he does that. It leads to nothing but frustration on his end. And I guess everybody else's end, because they have to listen to segments like this that are absolutely fucking disgusting and very clearly display to everyone what DSP's main gripes and focuses are. It's all about the money, and it always was. It's just nice to forget and pretend like it's not, because it's more viewable, I think.
If we had hit that support goal on the Tony Hawk stream, all we would have needed to do was hit the goal right now, and we would be doing DSP Tries It today. I'm shocked that it's the new big game that everyone screamed at me to play. So disappointed I didn't play it on release day. I finally get to it, and we can't even hit a support goal. That's ridiculous.
The game's
Okay,
like
just be
2 or
honest,
3
that's
weeks
ridiculous.
old, by the
We
way.
hit support goals.
This is the new big game, but it came out weeks ago. And DSP is the first person to tell you that if you aren't, hot on the new game, like, nobody is really going to tune into it unless you have some sort of weird, weird audience. You know how he is. Some weird, unique interest in it. You have something else to add, which he never does, so it doesn't make sense. Don't worry about
Every
it.
time
Don't
I
worry
play
about it.
American Truck Sim, we hit support goals
He's
every
not
time
frozen,
I
I
play Death
promise.
Stranding 2.
It's not a bug.
But we can't hit a support goal for Tony Hawk. Really? So if anything, it's just like everything combined
The fuck
to make
happened?
this a shitstorm of disappointment. All
I
right?
agree.
So, the summer is dead. Because I said to everyone, I will keep Minecraft in the rotation.
All right, hang on. I have to I guess I have to go find this full. Hang on. It's not a disaster stream. I don't want him frozen the whole time. So something happened. Okay, I'll explain it to you. Where the screen is frozen for the rest of the video. So I'm gonna have to go and come in here and do all of this shit. My bad. We were somewhere in here, right? Something like that.
Honest, that's ridiculous. We hit support goals every time I play
There we go.
American Truck Sim.
Sorry.
We hit support goals every time I play Death Stranding 2. But we can't hit a support goal for Tony Hawk. Really?
Can't hit a support goal for Tony Hawk. You guys don't respect Tony Hawk enough to give me $150. You only gave me $100. What is this?
So if anything, it's just like everything combined to make this a shitstorm of disappointment. All right? So,
Wait, what? It's a shitstorm of disappointment because your hand hurts, you're bad at the game, and you didn't get money.
anything. It's just like everything combined to make this a shitstorm of disappointment.
And this is just not the way that you should be describing your content or summarizing your content to your audience who actively gives you money. You shouldn't be saying that it was a shitstorm of disappointment, that you're not satisfied with the way that it went, and then one of the main reasons being the lack of funding. That's crazy. That's not a good look, brother. I don't know how much more clear people can make this to him. Not that he's ever going to get it, but you got to try, I guess.
All right? So, you think to yourself, well, what should I do in regards to this playthrough? Number one, I don't even know if I'm going to get through it, because when I play it,
It's
my
over.
hand is killing me.
It's never been more Jover.
Number two, are the trolls just going to keep showing up to ruin these streams and make it a miserable experience for everyone involved like they tried to do yesterday? And number three,
And what does that mean? I thought he said that the YouTube chat was really actually trying to help him, and they were doing the hand holding and telling him of items and this, that, and the other. So were they not being harassed, or were they, and they were just making the best of it? He never mentioned that the first time. I thought the YouTube chat was chill.
every time that I play this game, am I not going to hit support goals? That's ridiculous. Right now,
That's ridiculous. Are we for real? We're actually just saying that's ridiculous at the idea that he wouldn't make it $150. The idea that he could play Tony Hawk and not make the designated amount of money is just ridiculous. It's ludicrous even. Absolutely unfathomable. What do you mean?
quite a lot going on, and there's quite a lot of games that are vying for my attention, right? Right now, we've got the RoboCop expansion that came out a couple of weeks ago that people are like, hey, you going to play it? We really liked your RoboCop playthrough from like a year and a half ago. We'd like to see you play this brand new expansion. Plus, I'd be playing it on PC, which means it probably would run better and be a better experience. So that's number one.
Oh, that's
What
number
about,
one. Thank
as we've
God.
already mentioned, Suikoden 2, which I promised you guys I would
Oh
do
my
during the summer.
God.
And it seems like JRPG fans are very excited for this.
All
they
four of
wanna
them
see
that
me play it.
exist.
What about some other new games that are coming out.
I really, really hope we don't actually play fucking Suikoden 1 or Suikoden 2 or however the fuck you say it. I really don't want that back on the stream. That is, to me, the equivalent of fucking blueprints in the amount of fucking boredom that I experience when it's on in the background. Just nothing going on.
For example, I guess there's this game Lost Soul Aside. I don't even know anything about it, but now people are starting to ask me about it. And then on top of all of that, I keep frequently getting asked, will you play this game on PC? Will you play this indie game? Will you play this game? They're unlike previous summers where things are so slow, because I used to be reliant directly on game releases to basically fuel my streams. Now, things have changed. People are actually showing up for the more chill content, for the things where we get to hang out and interact more. People want to have more time just interacting with me. It doesn't even matter what game I'm playing. And if I end up playing a game that's very intensive and I need to pay attention to it the whole time, it might not even do as well, because people.
Well, and he always repeats this. He repeats this a lot. This is a constant talking point from DSP, just on a regular basis. But this has been kind of the case for years at this point. The first time we played Minecraft, I swear he came to this realization, and then he forgot it, and now we're moving back into it. People are now finally coming to just chill and hang out. People have been watching the pre-stream and his stupid battle royale segments where he does fuck all nothing for years at this point, specifically because when it's those segments, he talks out of his ass more than any other time. That is where the entertainment value comes from. That's even why his own dents are there. They're not there for the gameplay. But like I said, it's a common talking point now. This is just now happening, despite it obviously happening for years.
Came to talk to me.
Always just
talk to me,
late to the game, slow on the ball.
So there you go. Things are changing, and I think for the better. I would rather have it be that you guys are coming here to hang out with me and have a good time than particularly for any given game. Now, I'm not saying that it's not going to be cool if you guys come by because you want to see me play a Soulsborne or Street Fighter or Call of Duty or an RPG or a AAA game that's a big release. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I definitely feel like now people are coming to the streams to have a social experience with me, which is great. I would much rather have it that way, because it used to be, oh, the summer is dead, there's no big games coming out, and then we'd be like, what do we do?
What do we do?
Panic mode.
How do I make other games that aren't brand new entertaining? Like that never even occurred to him. He actually was frantic and desperate for what to do when other hot new games weren't being released. Just imagine your favorite gameplay content creator being just bewildered as to what his next game was supposed to be, simply because there wasn't a hot new AAA game being released that day when he needed it. That's wild. That's a crazy way to operate a stream, is it not?
We do this week because there's nothing to do.
Yeah, he needs hot young games in his DMs. Exactly.
Slow. Remember, I used to say the summer was slow for income and views and everything, and it would be the slowest part of the year. And I mean, please support me because things are so slow. It's not like that. It's actually the opposite. Things have gotten good. The summer's great. This has been a really great summer. So I'm excited for the future.
It's been a bit hot, if you ask me.
Not being reliant on game releases anymore, seriously. But with all of these things that are competing for my time, right? I can't just say, well, we're going to play Tony Hawk just because. Even though it hurts my hand, the trolls are going to mess with the playthrough the entire time I play it, and it's not even going to make any money for me because people it's not going to hit the goal. Why would
it's going to hurt my hand, which is kind of just a crazy thing to include, in all honesty. The fact that we're using hurting my hand as an actual excuse to stop playing a game is crazy. But also, the trolls who are always trolling on Kick every single day, obviously they're ruining the Tony Hawk gameplay explicitly, obviously. And also, I didn't make money. So basically, we can never play the game again. Pretty straightforward. The fact that you guys are even asking or questioning this just proves that you know nothing about owning and operating a business.
I do that? All right. So it's a pretty simple situation. Here's the situation. Unless somehow people convince me otherwise. All right.
Right.
I think Tony Hawk is done.
Okay.
I don't see the point in continuing a playthrough where people overhyped it, and then when I played it, it didn't perform at all the way that people had said it would. Okay. Not to say that I don't like it. I do actually like it. I think that I would get better at it. Just like the first game. Over time, 2-3 streams, I'm going to get better at it. I'm going to start crushing all the point totals. I'm going to figure out how to actually link all the tricks together. And then
Well, you know, I didn't even mention that. The linking of the tricks together, it wasn't demonstrated in the gameplay, and I did genuinely forget about it. But the guy is incapable of linking tricks together in Tony Hawk. You know, when you would go up a ramp and just spam out a couple of kick flips and a 360 and then land into a revert and then do the manual and then hit a grind so that you could get your high score up and get your special meter. Yeah, he did none of that during the gameplay. He legitimately would just go up a ramp and do like one heel flip or one grab and then fall back down sideways, of course, getting no points. I've never seen anybody be so bad at combos in Tony Hawk, but it's kind of irrelevant now.
it's going to be a playthrough.
But the guy is looking for a certified buy-in at this point. I guess he's looking for some dent or I guess Detractor that really wants to see the Tony Hawk gameplay put up $150 and say, DSP, please, more Tony Hawk, which I think is just an insane ask. Aside from that, I genuinely think this is the death of Tony Hawk.
Where, oh, the trolls don't like it anymore because Phil's doing well. Right? We don't like those playthroughs where Phil actually does well and doesn't rage. We wanted the playthrough where Phil sucks ass and fails miserably, and then we all laugh at him. Well, likely it's not going to be that kind of playthrough in the long term, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know that, but it looks pretty shit from my view. I couldn't see it getting better.
Do you guys really want to see Tony Hawk again? And if so, what happened yesterday that you didn't show up to support it? And what do we do to remedy the situation moving forward? Right now, I'll tell you right now, I'm not putting Tony Hawk in the schedule. Unless you guys convince me otherwise, I don't see this working. I would much rather, next week, focus on all the games that I'm already playing. GTA 4, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, make massive progress in all three of those games. Maybe play them each 2 streams, so that way we're probably get near the end of GTA 4, if that's the case. We'll get almost to the...
Yo, GTA 4 fucking sucks, by the way. Me and ALT watched that the other day on the night stream, just to hang out till first tip, and he was saying nothing. There was no entertainment value whatsoever. He had no input on the game nor the story playing out in front of him. He had no interesting tales to tell, as you could imagine. He doesn't do anything. I don't know what I expected, but I didn't know that you could make GTA 4 boring as shit, but he managed it, you know?
Final third of Donkey Kong Bonanza. And Death Stranding 2 also will head into the second half. We'll be making good progress in each. Then the next new game to be added to the schedule would be Mafia, and we would juggle all of those for early August. Then when opening happens in the schedule, we decide, hey, is it going to be RoboCop? Is it going to be Soy Code N2? And that's how we proceed. I don't see the point in playing Tony Hawk again, unless you guys can tell me why.
Unless you could convince me.
All the hype was just that. It was all hype and no substance. People did not show up and engage and support with the game in the way that they claimed they were going to.
See, this is what I'm saying. This weird expectation that he has that people are going to show up. They are going to fucking contribute. They're going to give the maximum amount of support. He's going to hit the goal. Like, this is just such a weird mentality to have. And to hold it like against the chat. How did you do this? How do you feel okay with this? I think this is far more insidious and detestable than just making fun of other people on the internet, than calling them out on their bad behavior and making fun of them and this, that, and the other. I think legitimately yelling at your own audience should feel worse. Because those are the people that are there for you. Those are the people that are, in DSP's case, giving him buku fucking money so that he can live the way that he does on a regular basis, right? But those are the people that he berates the most, that he wants to attack and get into, drama feuds with, I guess. Because he calls them out by name sometimes when they don't show up, actually pocket watching them and where they've been,
And on top of that, it was a game where I was suffering through pain to even play it. So why am I going to continue to do that to myself? Okay? So let's see what
exactly.
happens.
Where were you? Imagine having to need to explain to a streamer the reason for not attending the stream. Exactly. That's just, it's completely out of pocket.
I love feedback, and I would love to see, hey, are you going to show up if I play Tony Hawk again? Are you going to put support where your mouth is so that I can make it make sense for me to continue to play it? Because I'm not.
Are you going to put your money where your mouth is? Are you going to put the support? Because, of course, you could do it in a membership or a sub over on Kick, or you could tip me via PayPal.
And have it be the game that we can't hit a goal. That's ridiculous. Okay? Okay. Now, one other thing. And then I'm gonna do shout-outs, because we have 3 super chats there and more are coming in. I swear to you, I'm going to shout out all your contributions. I just need to finish up with the topics that I'm talking about right here. Okay. Okay. So, in regards to Minecraft, oh boy. Minecraft is the game that every single week we play it. We
I
have a
forgot
good
about
time
this
when I
part. I
play it.
genuinely
we have a good
did.
chill time, and people help me to figure out stuff to do or whatever. And then at the very end of the stream, we don't hit a support goal, and I say, well, I guess it's time to either say goodbye to Minecraft or play it less, which is fine. And then all of a sudden,
He desperately wants to quit playing Minecraft. If you ask me, he is always so excited and prepared to not hit the goal and tell people, well, we're going to play it every other week, one time a week. That's not, I can't play any more than that, guys. He's always so ready. And then last minute, strung along for another fucking gameplay session of Minecraft, baby.
and at the very last minute, someone rushes to the rescue like a superhero, breaks down the wall like Kool-Aid Man, and says, oh yeah, here's a bunch of subs.
Very
And
funny.
that's exactly what happened last night. We were at the very end of Minecraft. We were at 95 bucks of support. And I said, guys, let's go ahead and give Minecraft a break. Let's do that. Let's not go crazy with Minecraft.
Please, let's quit
Instead,
playing Minecraft.
Let's maybe reduce the amount that I play it. Maybe we'll play it every other week. Okay? Or maybe we'll give it a rest and we'll bring it back in a month or two. Because I said to everyone, I will keep Minecraft in the rotation as long as we're getting the support goals. And so
I want to say, by the way, that his last Minecraft stream opened and the introed with, as far as the gameplay was concerned, fishing in the rain. Of course, DSP's favorite thing to do in Minecraft is fucking fishing, and that was instantly where I tuned out, because the guy fishing in Minecraft has got to be some of the worst gameplay on the planet. I can't believe he subjects his audience to that.
I said that. And then all of a sudden, right at the end, I'm about to say goodnight and turn off my stream. And Lance Catamaran returns to my streams for the first time in a week and a half. We haven't seen him. And he bursts through the wall. He goes,
You see what I'm saying? You see how he's actively tracking where his whales are and aren't, and when they are and aren't showing up? That's like just disgusting. It's weird.
oh yeah, 11 sub-bomb.
Ignore
I
the
mean, you know.
artifacting. It didn't matter.
So Minecraft continues. We will be doing Minecraft again next week. As long as we continue to hit the goals, I will continue to play it once a week. So let's see what happens. But I'll tell
Basically
you, when we
against
stop
his
hitting
will
the
at this
goal-
point. This guy is being held hostage via Minecraft. I like a sentence I didn't think you could say, but here I am.
I'm going to give it a rest. But yeah, last night's Minecraft stream, for the record, was probably one of the best I've done in a couple months. We finally built the Nether portal and went to the Nether, and it did not disappoint. It was insanely dangerous. I almost died multiple times. I had epic fights
Epic fights
with people with
in
creatures and
Minecraft.
got some rare items. It
Literally
actually
this
worked out
time.
really well. So if you
Imagine playing Minecraft for multiple hours once or twice a week and taking 2 entire months to get to the Nether. And he only did it because he managed to find a broken Nether portal off in the distance. He didn't even, I don't even think he built his own. Why, like, actively avoiding the Nether for 2 extended fucking months is crazy.
can see it, if you missed it, you actually missed out on one of the best Minecraft streams that I've done in ages. I'd recommend you watch it on demand on the channel here. But
Well, obviously, you should all go watch that. It's super
again,
good.
we weren't going to hit the goal
Of
until
course.
Lance showed up last minute. So let's see what happens. And then also, let's get some Kick support today. We don't have any support on Kick. Let's get some subs this morning. Right now, we've had tips, we've had super chats, and we've had memberships. We got no subs. No subs. Absolutely, positively, no subs on Kick.
I love this. I love this. I'm laughing at this. This is meaningful to me, obviously. This is just the best. I mean, who else other than the guy? Am I right?
Let's get some subs.
And then we get to lean in. You guys love when he whispers in your ear all seductively.
Okay.
You're hot and bothered. I can tell.
Anyway, let's do some shout outs because we have a few things here. We have Devlocktin, who did a $5 Canadian super chat. That's like $3.50 American. He says, did you try playing Tony Hawk with a joystick like an arcade board or something? No. Tony Hawk is meant to be a gamepad game with dual thumbsticks and all of that. It's not going to be playable. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's not going to be playable on like a joystick or another control scheme. It just is what it is. It's a very
Now, I've never thought about playing Tony Hawk on a game, or not on a gamepad, but on a joystick. But I don't know why it wouldn't be possible. I mean, he would just have to rebind the buttons. If it's more comfortable for his hand, he could just do it that way. I think that's gross. I personally think, like, kind of like in Yakuza, the real Yakuza use a gamepad. I think real skateboarders use a gamepad too. But I mean, he could.
control intensive game, and it made my hand hurt, legit. You know, it could be that the further that I play it, I get better at it, and then it's easier for me to play, and I'm not hurting my hand. It could be that, too. It could be the first day I was flubbing it because I was trying to relearn the controls, and it wouldn't be a problem moving forward. I don't know.
He's got to get his repetitions in, obviously. He's got to get more practice so it doesn't hurt. He's got to get the muscle memory back, you see. You guys don't understand being a professional gamer and all.
The Gaming Historian did a $10 super chat. Thank you to the Gaming Historian for $10.
Yeah, no, you're right, Len. That's actually true. It's the wings hand excuse. Exactly. Anytime you're doing fucking terrible, you can just claim that it's because your hand hurts, man. I can't use this control scheme because my hand hurts. Mouse and keyboard, fuck that.
And they say the following.
My hands hurt.
It's my friend's birthday this week, so can you give a birthday shout out to Kyra Ken, or is it Kira Ken? I don't know how to pronounce the name, sadly. It could be either one. I guess I'll go with Kyra. So happy birthday to Kyra Ken. I hope you have a good birthday.
It's
and thank you
true,
to Gaming
Eric.
Historian for a $10 super chat. Let's get that.
Real
on the
skaters
leaderboard.
do use the Xbox skateboard controller, also known as the Tony Hawk ride board.
That's the biggest super chat
It's
of the
true.
day.
It's true. I wanted one so bad when I was a kid, and I'm glad my parents never bought me one because that game and the controller was actual fucking dog shit and was not worth the money, obviously.
So now we're up to
The plastic
$99
peripherals were in,
support.
Mom. Come
Thank you
on, I
guys
had
so
to
much
ask.
for the early support here on the show. Also, Johnny Bravo Bugenhagen. What a name. Amazing name. Johnny Bravo Bugenhagen.
I swear there was more in here.
Did a $4.99 super chat and says, why do you say you're busy with people asking you to play games?
Oh, there we go.
When you play them, you quit them because they don't make money. It makes 0 sense. That doesn't happen. What are you talking about? People like to exaggerate because they're very stupid.
Mhm.
Take a look at all the games
I
that I'm
agree.
playing right now. Okay? Death Stranding 2. Been playing
Right.
since the beginning. Well supported. Keep going.
Right.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. Been well supported since the beginning, except for launch day. On launch day, the late stream, we didn't hit a goal. But ever since, we've been hitting goals as I continue to play through. Days in the rotation. GTA 4 actually did really well until one off stream, and I said, well, let's try it as a night stream, and if it does well as a night stream, we'll bring it back as a day stream. Well, then it did well as a night stream, so it's in the rotation. American Truck Sim, been doing well. All these, what are you talking about? All these
What are you
games
talking
that you
about?
say people want you to play, and you play them, and then they don't work, and you quit. What games did I quit? Really? Okay, here we go. Because I love it when people have to talk out of their ass, and then I'm able to actually fucking expose them for how stupid they are. Okay.
All right. Please remember the not that long ago when DSP was talking about people talking shit and how he doesn't feel inclined to respond to them because they're just talking shit and he doesn't want to give them the time of day and he doesn't feel obligated to prove himself about this, that, or the other because it's nothing but bullshit. Just remember all of that in times like these where DSP, of course, just feels inclined to do everything he claimed not to.
Let's take a quick look.
But we're going to take a quick
all
look,
these
of
games
course.
that I've quit recently. All right. Here, we can even go back many months. Blueprints. Blueprints, I
That's
played
not what I was
over
looking
40
for.
plus hours. Actually, it was more like 60. And everyone complained I played it too long. Even though it wasn't always hitting support, I kept playing it. Completely the antithesis of what you just said. Clear Obscure Expedition 33, a game that stopped hitting support goals, but I continued to play it to the end anyway. Completely the antithesis of what you just said.
Right.
Let's see here. Mario Kart World, a game that I played for a month and a half, despite the fact that it didn't even have content. I
Right.
kept playing it for a month and a half, and I finally only stopped playing it when I got my second win against all odds, stream snipers trying to stop me. I persevered against them and won anyway, and then the support dried up, and I said, let's stop playing it.
What a fucking massive flex from the guy. He really is geeked about beating detractors who were never trying to win, isn't he? That's so fucking funny. This is his gaming accomplishment. Better than 4th place at Evo. Beating detractors in Mario Kart World is the pinnacle of gaming, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and interrupt this nonsense so that I can show you the very interesting data that Cerulean86 has gathered. Thank you, Cerulean, of course, where you can see the list of games that DSP has wage quit, the games that he completed, and the ones that he is currently still playing. And you can see how the data actually works out here, with him having wage quit over 57% of the games he's played so far this year. Now, I'm not exactly a statistical expert. I do not do data analysis in any sort of capacity, but that seems like the majority, 57%. Now, if I do have to give an actual critique here, I know we wage quit Inzoi, but we specifically made the caveat at the bottom here, games with no end are not included, and Inzoi does not actually have an end. That's my one critique. But other than that, that would only put us at 26 wage quit games, 14 completed, and 6 not yet quit because they're still active. So regardless of what DSP says, here's the statistics and how they break down, including the fucking pie chart, the pie graph for all of you huge nerds out there. Like I said, big up Cerulean for debunking the guy so thoroughly with a visual for all of us. Very cool.
20+ hours of a game that only had 3 hours of content.
Yeah, it's forbidden math,
Completely
exactly.
the antithesis of what you just said. Should we continue? Really, should we continue? Lies of P Overture DLC. Wasn't hitting goals. Still finished it. Onimusha 2 HD Remaster. Same situation. Okay, what games did I quit? Let's go through them. Mind's Eye, because it was dog shit.
I like
We
that
were all
he's
bored of it. It's
starting at Mind's Eye, which, if you look at the graph here, is so far down the list of all the games that we've quit this year. This is as far back as his mind goes at first. This is the first game he can remember quitting. Very, I think, telling of the guy and his recollection ability.
sucked ass. Cast and Chill. Yes, admittedly, that was one I wish I would have been able to play longer, but it didn't work out. Cast and Chill people didn't like, so we quit it. Taxi Life. Hey, I played that one for almost 6 hours, and then people got bored of it because they said they wanted to interact with me, and I couldn't interact with the audience because the game made you basically pay attention to it constantly. Right?
Yeah. Who would have thought that actually driving in like a metropolitan style city meant that you couldn't read chat the entire time? Who would have thought? It's almost like that's how it works in real life too. And why they tell you not to live stream and drive or text and drive. Weird.
Ludo. Well, let's see. That's a game that did not hit the goal on the first stream, but I'm going to go ahead and play it again. Anyway, completely the antithesis of what you just said. So here's the
But that wait. I thought we were listing games that we actually quit. You ended that list with a game that you haven't yet? And you didn't mention any of the other ones before fucking Mind's Eye. This is what I was saying. The guy literally cannot he can't recall that far back. Those other games that he wage quit that he didn't continue because he wasn't making enough money, all completely irrelevant to the guy, completely out of his mind, out of his conscious memory. The furthest he could go back was Mind's Eye. Yes, exactly. Brain too wet. That's got to be the only excuse, really.
thing, Johnny Bravo.
No
Buckethead.
healthy brain would
If
forget
you
all of the other
cherry-pick
ones.
the ones that you want to try to make a narrative that doesn't exist, of course what you're saying is true. But if you actually look at the real truth of the matter, I'm sticking with and playing most games that I'm enjoying, you're enjoying, and are working as playthroughs. I quit the ones that we collectively agree don't work. It's not me just quitting everything. If people say we want RoboCop, and I start playing RoboCop, and people actually show up and support and engage with RoboCop, I keep playing it. If people don't, then I say, oops, I guess we messed up. People were over-exaggerating, and then we do something.
I believe he meant oopsie poopsie there. That's his thing. That's his saying. He's a real oopsie poopsie user.
That people want. This is not rocket science. This is called business. It's smart business. Just because I didn't operate this way previous doesn't mean that I can't improve and do stuff in a better way. And now I am. Now I'm actually bringing you content that you want, and I'm stopping doing content that you don't. Or else
But once again, he's conflating the amount of money he's making directly to what people do and don't want to see, and that's not always the case. That's not necessarily a one-to-one, you know, conversion there. It's just not. And to think that it is, like I said, it tells you more about DSP's character than anything else. This is how he views the world. It's strictly on a money basis. Money me, money now. That's all he's got going on in there.
What else am I doing? If I just do things that I want, I'm shooting myself in the foot. I'm not streaming for myself. I'm streaming for an audience that's willing to engage and support said content. Do you understand?
Engage and support, of course, just meaning giving money. Those are one and the same. Engagement is always money in the bank account. That's
how it should work. And now I finally have enough people willing to show up and hang out with me that now we can play a variety of stuff. And a lot of it can work. And if something doesn't work, it's okay. Because I can just afford to go buy another game anyway. It's okay. I'm not poor. You get it?
I'm not
It's a little
poor.
different. I know.
What a weird way to fucking flex on I guess your own fans, question mark, to just constantly talk about how you're not poor. Like that's a trait people really enjoy when you have conversations with them, when you're having discussions about any number of topics. They constantly like being reminded how not poor you are, how much money you have, how you don't look at the price tags, how you can afford anything that you want when you want it. Yeah, people absolutely adore having that going on in all of their conversations. It's super cool.
Years it was a different situation where actually I
cannot use the word detestable enough to describe DSP and the way that he talks to other people.
afford a lot of stuff. Things are different now thanks to your support, so we can jump around and play all these kind of different games, and that's cool. That's why right now the summer's going so well. The summer is very different now than it used to be because of the situation being completely different. You understand? When idiots say things like wage quit,
Right.
Wage quit.
That's you guys saying
So what
that.
you're saying is
Mhm.
I should keep doing things that no one wants to see and won't support because they don't want to see it.
No.
Well, that's not a wage. I mean, that would be called stupidity. I'm going to keep playing it anyway, even though you don't want it. I'm just going to keep making content on it. Why? You do.
The reason that Jesus Christ, the reason that it gets called a wage quit is because he explicitly states and makes it obvious to everyone involved that the reason he is quitting these games is strictly money related. That's why it's called a wage quit. Nobody would give a shit about any of the games that he does or does not stop playing if he wasn't so disgusting about it. If he didn't make it so clear that it is strictly related to a monetary value that he is expecting. If that was not the case, no one would give a shit. It's kind of like This Is How You Don't plays. Everybody is allowed to be bad at games. Everybody is allowed to suck now and then or not understand a video game mechanic. That's fine. The problem comes when you refuse to acknowledge it, acknowledge that it's you, when you refuse to accept any of the accountability for your own failings. That's when people take issue with it. Nobody cares that he quits these fucking games. It's the fact that he quits them strictly because of money. And that's calling out his lack of passion for the actual games involved, which he claims, he swears up and down that he has. That's where the issue arises.
You realize
but he can't see
there are content
that.
creators out there 20 times bigger than me. Literally all they do is play one stream of a game and then they never play it again. They only play it to do this promotional stream and then they drop the game and never play it ever again. That's it. That's their entire shtick. Their entire channel is first look gameplay of one game and then they never ever play it ever again.
And that's fine.
Oh, but not
That's absolutely fine.
So, you see what the banana agrees. The banana gets it. Maybe you don't because you're very dense. Maybe you have one of those really, you hit your head. Oh, but most people with a brain get it. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. Sidious actually just said it in chat. Imagine that you go to work.
Right.
And one day you receive 100% of your paycheck. And then the next day you go to work.
Well, I don't receive 100% of my paycheck on a daily basis. Like I know that the guy doesn't understand this about jobs, but most jobs don't pay daily. So we're already off on a bad foot here because the circumstances are not one-to-one.
And you only receive 40% of your paycheck for the same amount of work. Would that make sense? Would you be okay with that? Every day you're making a different amount of money? No.
But it's not the same amount of work though. right? Like when it comes to entertainment, you're not going to be paid the same amount of money regularly, because some days you are or aren't more entertaining. Sometimes the audience is or isn't as interested as usual. That's some of the complexities that come with working a job that doesn't have a set wage being made per hour or a salary for the year. That's kind of the job that you signed up for. That's where, again, these situations are not one-to-one. He does not work a 9 to 5. There is no preset agreement contractually where he is obligated to make X amount of money per hour, per day, or anything like that. That's not the case. So to pretend that it is and that these scenarios are anywhere close to equal is just asinine.
No, of course you want to make the same amount. That's the goal, is to try to make the same amount for the work you're doing. It's the same amount of work. So if I'm going to be here streaming all day,
right,
I want to be trying to make the same amount, and I want to find the things that you guys want to see that you'll support in that amount.
And it's exactly this attitude of an expectation of a steady wage like this that I personally don't like from entitled wait staff. And this is not to shit on wait staff or anybody that works in the restaurant industry, because I do not idolize the position you find yourself in. But if you expect to make the same amount every single day on a job that very clearly has a sliding scale of how much money that you can make, and you want to make it a big deal and you want to complain this, that, or the other, then you need to find a different job, brother. Like, if you're legitimately going to be that upset about it, then this just wasn't a job meant for you, because this is what comes with the territory. That's it.
If you don't understand economics and business, I can't help you. A lot of people are dense and stupid. And, you'll be better going through life if you do learn how it works. Sadly, you don't. If you don't understand that very simple concept of stream things that people want to see and will support, drop things that they don't. There's literally nothing wrong with that philosophy whatsoever. It's a smart business philosophy, and successful content creators and streamers have to follow it.
And I would agree. The only exception to this being that I don't think that they should be telling their audience up front that that's exactly what's going on and that it's purely monetary. I think that that's a bad look. I think that that sets a bad precedent for content creation, or at least the attitude towards it, and is embarrassing as a 43-year-old man.
Okay.
Just my take, which
Anyway,
obviously
thanks
none of
for
you care
$5.
about.
So let's add that.
Shout
Shout out to X Shooter, 38 months as a member. Thank you, X Shooter. It's good to see you here today this morning. How are you? And then I received a $20 super chat from official Rye Nirvana. I don't know how to pronounce their name. Thank you for all of the support this morning.
Okay.
And that is USD.
I think that's the end of this segment. We'll give him a little bit longer, because I do have a couple of more clips. A long one today, I think. Longer-ish.
We're now at 124 out of 150. Only 26 more to go. We hit the first goal, and then one more to go. We can do DSP tries it on this stream. Guys, let's get it right now.
I'm done. All right. Okay. Moving on to the next clip, which is actually just a little past this, believe it or not, but I don't want to sit through everything that is this. Here's DSP once again, same day, same stream. I think it's like 20 minutes in the future.
How do you handle eating Pringles when you get real deep in the can?
I love this. This is the best.
There's this thing called gravity. Are you aware of it? You ever heard of it? What?
Great commentary, by the way. Of course. Just scanning. Look, he's still like he really didn't even have a reaction. He provided nothing auditorially for the many audio style listeners that tune into the Level 1 podcast on a daily basis. They have no idea what's going on. It's sitting in silence. And he's just eye-fucking the chat, looking for anybody to respond to his almost non-answer that he provided.
Flipping the can breaks the chips. Flipping the Pringles can breaks the chips. Yeah, if you go like this. Ah! If you just go like this, and then you pour them into your hand. Oh my lord. I don't know what to do. Remember what I was saying earlier on the stream about people just don't have common sense? You remember that?
You guys remember that? We just watched it even.
Oh, I'm eating Pringles. Oh, I can't reach the chips anymore.
I'm gonna run that back one more time for all you big Philly enjoyers out there. You can take this emotion that he's doing here, and you can cut it up and put it into any sort of GIF or meme template that you would like. You could just do whatever you want with it. I mean, it is public. He put this out on purpose. Oh, slow motion. I can do that. We can bump the speed back here, or half speed.
Oh, I'm eating Pringles. Oh, I can't reach the chips anymore.
Hilarious. That's so funny.
Oh, holy shit.
All right, that was the end of the clip there. I of course wanted to include the DSP Pringles clip. Sometimes when I set up for these streams or I'm on these streams, I always wind up saying things that I never thought I would have to say. There's just the patterns that are made in the sentences with the words, as sentences are often made, that just are so absurd. In any other context, it'd be a nonsense kind of sentence. But
I want you to understand something.
so for our final clip, we have big ups to Memology 101 again, of course. For this clip, we have the BBC segment, the LTG segment, because despite everything that DSP said at the beginning of the stream about not wanting to get involved with drama, not being that kind of creator, he's only able to sleep at night knowing that he makes content that doesn't hurt other people. Yeah, despite all of that bullshit, he decided to, I guess, log off Wednesday from the streams and just pick a fight with LTG. I don't know. I don't know really what his thinking was behind this, but it'll all be
This
here.
literally is a situation where I'm in dire financial straits, and if this stands where I'm going to be making half as less money on YouTube as I ever did before, starting now, I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to have all my shit reclaimed. You know, credit card bills are going to go default. I'm probably going to have to declare bankruptcy.
I
I'm gonna
like
lose
the
everything.
shit audio on that, by the way. I'm a big fan of it reminds me of Bonzi Buddy. So this is the DSP LTG tweet here that says, reminder, if LTG would play me in Street Fighter, the stream would beat Evo in views this weekend, but he demands 5K to play. We now know this is due to his big monthly child support payments and why he moved into such a crappy new place with a roommate. What a broke bum. He's broke!
And to the person over there talking about a tweet, I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Sorry if that was too loud.
I don't pay attention to all of the fake shit that people post about me on social media. So stop talking about it to me. All right? It's just that simple. Stop talking to me about some corny tweets about me and all that shit. I don't give a fuck.
What?
Which is really the only proper response to the guy. So then you have, obviously, people in LTG's chat saying, hey, did you hear DSP wanted to challenge you in Street Fighter? He was talking mad shit. Obviously, LTG is not going to play ball with this.
Hey, Mod, somebody ban that fucking weirdo bringing up that Burt Reynolds out of the chat. Get him out of here. Thank you.
It's go time.
Keep telling that broke ass. If you want to play me in anything, it's going to cost you $5 grand. You want to collab with me, Burt Reynolds? $5 grand, broke ass. And you ain't got it, so stop asking.
Skills. I know it's
I don't know why the fuck that broke ass keep asking me to play him in games.
Be my
Get his
rival,
nigga like
and
anything
let's
else.
do this.
And for the record, the match is about to start, and the audio is what the audio is. Blame LTG, not me.
Lame ass.
Nothing I can do, dude.
Pay for it, bitch. You're obsessed with me that bad. Pay the bag. Pull out negative your account 5K so you can fucking collab with me, you dumbass mustache having ass. Fuck out of here, man. You will never invite you to collab with me because you won't pay. I mean, the last time I dressed your fucking corny ass. I don't even know why people keep bringing me up in the same sentence as a fucking straight up school. literally told this broke ass nigga plenty of times, stop asking for a fucking free collab, you broke ass nigga. There goes anybody on the internet, anybody begging me to come on these podcasts, eat full dicks. If you don't got a bag for me, I'm not showing my presence. I'm not collabing my presence no more ever again with nobody.
And that's really the only response that LTG should be having. Not entertaining DSP's weird fucking drunk call out tweet is the best move. There's no reason to involve yourself with the broke bum that is this Burt Reynolds looking motherfucker. He's absolutely right. As wrong as LTG can be, this is absolutely true. 100%. So that, of course, was not the only tweet. There was, in fact, a second DSP tweet that was being made here. And it reads, LTG does not deserve 5K just to play me. He should only get it if he wins, which he can't. That's why he endlessly dodges me despite all of his empty shit talking. Instead, you watch boring ass Evo again this weekend, and he's still streaming from the ghetto. World's biggest bitch. Crazy to say that somebody else is streaming from the ghetto. That's all right, man. However you want to look on the internet, I guess. Obviously, there's more to that clip. If you want to go watch it, obviously go watch it on Memology 101. The segment really did divulge into just numerous insults at DSP levied from LTG, including the insinuation that DSP is up late night thinking about his BBC because, well, it is LTG. Of course, we were going to go there eventually. There was a bit in there that I didn't particularly like, and I meant to include it, that was LTG just admitting that even if he was properly paid the 5K by DSP, he still technically wouldn't be trying during the match, basically foregoing any real purpose to having the match in the end anyway, because he's also a bitch. But we knew that about LTG, so that doesn't come as a surprise, I don't think. And with that, I want to say that's the week of DSP. I think we covered all of the segments that I wanted to talk about. I actually have to let this play for another second. Hang on. Because the king responds to the king. Billy Mitchell telling the guy to be quiet once again. Of course, of course, of course. Thank you, based Billy Mitchell, for putting the guy in his place. We, of course, really appreciate it. But like I said, that is going to be the end of the stream. We are not on for tomorrow at WPIG 1651 for Rack the King. Real quick, Dean Lawliette, 1353 with the 5. This vital support so that we could hit the goal. Whoa. Saying he's a real comfortable talking shit from the safety of his house. Well, of course, you've seen him talking shit not from the safety of his house. He was a coward and he cried in a fucking parking lot. And that's not very robust or meaningful to me. Thank you, Dean Lawliette, for the 5. Like I said, I'm going to let you all go. No WPIG tomorrow. I hope you guys had a very fun time on the stream this week. I hope to see you next Saturday for the next one. Same time, same place. Till then, be safe and enjoy your weekend and the rest of your week. Bye.